And not
or
only that,
illegal. So bringing you in front of a judge to prove to the judge that you are who we claim you are. We know that you don't have legal proof that says you are allowed to be here. So
Do they?
goodbye.
no, not only that, but
Do
then
they
they
have
also.
legal proof to be here?
It doesn't matter if
Everybody
they have
gets
legal
their
proof
day
or
in
not
court.
to be
Fucking
here.
does,
Bro,
because
that's
they
the
got
everybody-
point. There's no
illegal-
everybody
process.
gets their day
They
in
can deport
court.
anybody they want. That's the problem. Jesus.
That's the problem. Not only that, but then they also lied to their attorneys and said they didn't know where these people were.
Yep.
That is another part of the problem. Is that they intentionally deceived
Legal
the attorneys
proof
that
to
were
be
representing
here?
them and said they had
It
no
doesn't
idea
matter
where
if
they
they
were
Can you
when
show
they
me
were
where
boarding
it
them
says
onto
that? You can literally control F that if you don't remember which one it was.
It's right here. Hold on. At the very bottom. On March 16th, 2025, so that is 7 days ago, while trying to schedule several virtual meetings with El Val Detention Center, I learned that JABV, that's his name, had been removed from the United States without any notice to me, his attorney on record, or to his family. Despite multiple inquiries to ICE and DHS, I have not received any information regarding his current location or the country into which he was deported.
That isn't saying that they deceived him.
Well, I shouldn't say deceive, but they refused to elaborate or give any information to his attorneys that were representing him.
Was he legally allowed to be here? Because if not, I don't have any mercy. I don't care
That's
if the
due
country
process,
doesn't want
though.
to.
That's due process
No,
determining
no,
if
no.
they.
So if you do not have proof, and if you just don't have proof that you are allowed to be here, it's really simple: an ID, a
This-
green card, things like that. And
Right,
even
well,
if you don't physically have it
Bro,
on you,
Onyx-
you can say it's back at my apartment, and have you probably
Right.
have
and you
a
have
basic
family
social.
members. Somebody
No,
is
real
gonna be
quick,
able to
real quick.
is going to be able to keep you from being deported, bro.
But getting
they're
all
not-
that information, hold on, getting all that information, I don't mean to cut you guys off, I promise, like, I respect what you're saying, but getting all that information and giving it to them, or saying that you have documents at home, or that you don't have it on you, is a part of due process
Do
by
you
requiring them to
realize-
look it
okay,
up.
I get that this might be, depending on how they vetted these people and how this turns out.
They
if
weren't
any of
vetted.
these- if any of these turn out to be American citizens, then they weren't vetted. But if these are fucking illegal immigrants that came in here and were hanging around a bunch of gangbangers and had a bunch of gangbanger tattoos, then see ya.
Yeah,
And
but the instance of
here-
having tattoos
here
in the
is
US
why
doesn't
this is-
make you guilty.
Here, this is why this is happening. And
Exactly.
you sound a little young. It's no offense to you. You sound intelligent, so you got that going for you. I've been around long enough. This is a result of the fucking pendulum swing. We have literally swung so far one way with millions. Some people are saying 20 something million. I'm guessing it's at least 10. Right? You can cut whatever the fucking half and be like, that's still a fuckload of people come
think
into this
there's like a
country. We have no idea who the fuck they are.
Okay, but that's
This
not what
is
I'm.
a
Dude,
result
I
of
agree with
that
you.
shit.
Dude, I agree with you. Like, what I agree that, hey, there could be an immigration problem. Hey, I agree with you that we have
It's
like
not an
10.4.
immigration problem.
Okay,
You're leaving
listen,
out a
it
very
is.
important qualifier.
Okay.
An illegal immigration problem.
All right, illegal
that
immigration.
qualifies as a fucking invasion, dude. We don't know who any of these people are.
Okay, but that's not what I'm arguing here. It's the fact that they're scooping up random people just off the basis of their skin color and tattoos and classifying them as gang members and sending them to CCOT for life, where they have no
I don't
chance to
think it's
appeal
that
anything.
Simple, bro.
Oh
It
my
is.
God.
I don't.
It is.
I
It is literally
don't
the
think
process.
it's that
The border
simple.
agents
Okay.
themselves have said
Look,
it.
I am an
Look,
American citizen. And if I had a tattoo of, hold on, right
I mean,
here,
it's
a
that
rose.
simple, right? Do you
Can I
want
just say-
Biden or whoever's the
There's
next
no way.
Democrat president to do the same thing, right? Do you want them to be able to
There's
scoop
no
anybody
way
they
that's
don't
what
like up
happens.
and send them to?
Well, this is what they're arguing in court, and this is what the judge is wanting to hear, and this is why they're asking for information from the White
There's
House.
no way they're out
Oh
there
my
picking
God.
up motherfucking brown people with tattoos like they're goddamn daisies in a fucking field, throwing them on a plane and fucking saying "Have a nice day." That's
Okay,
not
and then my
happening.
question: if the White House isn't doing this, why don't they provide evidence that they aren't? Why was the evidence they provided was the tattoos that these individuals had on them?
I mean,
That's my
why-
question.
You keep saying that, but I keep seeing the same page. Can we scroll to something that shows that there's like no evidence and there's like family members coming out going, "Oh, this American citizen." Like,
Well,
this
that's
guy
what we're
was
waiting on.
born
That's what-
here
People
and
have said
That is
that,
what
though.
we're waiting on.
We were born
That is-
here and everybody's
That is what we're.
American.
Hold on. Okay, first off, it doesn't
that
matter.
has to be in the initial documents.
No,
It has to
the
literally
what we're
be in
waiting
the
on.
first fucking
No,
file.
because in this TRO right here, it's the summons of individuals from these places so they can question them and ask these questions. but the White House is refusing.
This is literally just bullshit lawfare to try and tie
Dude,
people
look
up
at my
so
screen.
they
Look at
can't
my
do
screen.
anything
No,
else.
look at my screen. Look at my screen. Look at my screen.
Yes,
Right here.
it's Donald J.
You
Trump.
just
Pam
want the
Bondi,
president to be able to do
Christina-
whatever the fuck.
No,
he
the
wants to do.
summons of Donald J. Trump, the summons of Pamela Bondi, the
Right,
summons
and
of
do you think
Christine
that
Noem,
doesn't tie up
summons
his
of DHS.
presidency with a bunch of bullshit.
God, they're wanting to ask these questions that you're asking.
Why do you have to ask them? Why can't you just ask the fucking official liaison?
Who else
with
would you
the
ask?
FBI
Who-
or the DHS, whoever
Who
the fuck
else?
it was?
Dude,
who
they
picked them
summoned the
up, right?
DHS. They're summoning the DHS right here.
This looks like a bullshit. Now that I'm looking at
This
it
is-
closer, it literally looks like a bullshit filing.
Oh my God.
Because you're like, I summon the president of the United States.
Yes, this
the
is how
US
people.
Attorney
No, of course
General,
it's a war.
and I summon everybody right now. All of the DHS summons DHS is not summoning a very specific fucking person, is it?
When you summon DHS as an agency, usually the agency head shows up.
Right.
I summoned
Why would
Yes.
the agency head be there?
What?
Why wouldn't the agency head's name be there? Why would it just be a summons DHS, summons ICE?
Well, because it's
Summon
an
Marco
Because
line.
Rubio.
someone put
They don't
individual
know the
names.
names of them.
Hey, bro.
Oh my God, dude. Is there okay? Let me just ask: is there anything I will like say that will change your mind that hey, these people deserve due process or no?
Only if they are not American citizens.
Okay, but that's what they're trying to argue. Well, first off, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't even
No,
matter.
hold on, first off,
Honestly,
it
you're-
doesn't-
it all doesn't matter
I
because the
just
Fifth
need
Amendment
to
says no person.
show
Doesn't say
that
no
these people-
citizen. Doesn't matter. The
It's
Fifth
any
Amendment
person.
says no
Any
person,
person.
not no citizen. Doesn't say citizen. It says
says
no
any-
person.
it
No
says-
person shall be
Actually,
held.
specifically,
Exactly. It says no person.
specifically, any persons, any
It says
persons.
no person. Your whole point
Any-
is fucking moot. Because you're going against the Constitution. Literally. It doesn't say no citizen. Because then you would have fucking a say. But it doesn't say that. Right?
Also, not only that, but how do you determine if someone's a citizen or not? Is that they go through
Without due process,
so it can
exactly.
be determined. So it can be determined if they are actually a U.S. citizen and if they have a legal right to be in the U.S.
Should
Because
everybody-
even
Isn't
Okay,
the
but-
law
oh my
a little different once because we're claiming it's an invasion? And so
Yeah,
the
but
law
first-
Yeah, but they
Hold on,
can't
hold
even
on.
do that. The court shot that down too.
you
So
can't do that.
You can't just say stuff.
They didn't
Like,
shoot
you
it
can't
down.
just you can't be a dictator, guys. You can't just fucking say things.
They
and
shot
people
it-
have to take it true.
They didn't shoot it down. They put it on hold because, hey, he has a right to invoke it. What he doesn't have a right to do is indiscriminately round up people and send them out to seek out for their life where they have zero communication, zero representation, and zero recourse for what they're doing. Like, this case isn't arguing if he can invoke the Alien and Enemies Act of 1789. It's just arguing about the process that the White House or the executive branch is using to round these people up. And the only evidence that the White House has provided is the tattoos that these individuals have
Yep.
so far.
That's enough for
And
me.
no decision has been made on this case. Like, they haven't struck it down or anything like that. They have given a TRO, a temporary restraining order.
Getting
that-
fucking like crazy over like the decision's not even being made yet. Like, relax.
And the only thing the judge wants to do is ask these individuals on what process they are using to determine if these people are gang
What level
members.
court is this?
This is a circuit court. Or district court. So one underneath.
It's still a federal.
So why?
But it doesn't-
so
It's still federal.
It doesn't matter what type of court. It's still a federal court.
Yeah.
In fact, John Roberts just 2 days ago said you can't, even if you disagree with the lower court, you still have to respect the decision and you still have to go through the legal process.
Mhm.
Even if this judge rules against them and says they can't do that, the Trump administration can appeal it and kick
Yeah.
it up to the circuit court. And then if that circuit court says, hey, we won't hear the case, it results to the lower court's decision and they have to appeal it again. And it goes up to the Supreme Court's
yeah.
docket and it waits there until the Supreme Court makes a decision and if they want to hear it or not. And if the Supreme Court says, hey, we don't want to hear this case, guess what happens? It goes right back down to the lower court's decision. That is how it works. And dude, you can what? What?
I'm aware of how it works.
Okay, then I don't know why it's such a big issue on like determining if these people were actually gang members or not, and what process the executive branch is using to determine if they're gang members. Because the only evidence they've given is the tattoos that these individuals have, and one is like you can't be guilty by association, and well, I mean, in certain cases you can if you're aiding and abetting, but like you can't be guilty for the tattoos that you have on your skin, or by guilty by association in like some of these cases.
That'd be like all swastikas. You can deport these people because they're all wearing swastikas. Doesn't mean just because you have it doesn't mean you necessarily are like a proud, like you're the terrorist Nazi kind of person. Doesn't necessarily mean that. You can't just say that based on a tattoo. It's just silly.
Like Heck, if they're all gang members, I say deport them, dude. Send them to CCAW. I don't
Yeah,
care.
for
But
sure.
like, end of the day is like, I'm not talking about if they're gang members or not. I'm talking
just
about the
due
due process
process.
to determine
Yep.
if they are gang members. You know, like imagine if like I had tattoos of what was it of
They
what they're using
like,
right here.
how long did they hold them to vet them? Like
These people were already
this-
claiming asylum. Hold on. So if we go through the testimony, this is one of the testimonies I've been using because
like, was
I think
it
it's the
like
most
they
clear
picked them
cut case
up
right here.
and held them a couple days and shipped them out, or they held
No,
them
these
for
people-
several months and did checks.
these people
on
have
them
been,
and then
Like
shipped
a
them
week
out?
or two, most of them.
No. So these people were in the United States originally, right? If you go through this entire testimony, there's a few key points I want to hit here. Is one, he was being represented by an immigration attorney. He was born in Venezuela, and he fled Venezuela because he was being targeted by the Maduro regime, right? That is important to keep in mind. He skipped over Mexico because he strongly believed, even if you don't agree with him, he strongly believed that if he went to Mexico, he would be deported back to Venezuela and that he would be still targeted by the Maduro regime. So that was his justification of going to the United States for asylum, which is a reasonable claim to make, is what I would say. You don't have to agree with it, but it is a reasonable claim to make.
They should be vetted
Um,
at least. Like, like they should vet
Yeah.
the claim. That's the whole point. And again, we should have more judges and shit to actually go through these cases.
Not only that, but
Well, I mean,
They-
that's the problem.
his attorney-
We need more
he-
immigration judges is the main
his
problem.
attorney had obtained video evidence showing Venezuelan police raiding his home, confirming that he was being actively persecuted by the Maduro regime, right? Because he supported his political opponents. Fearing for his life, JABV fled Venezuela February 12th, 2024, right? So he's been in the United States for, I think, a little under a year. In this time, he claimed asylum. He was being represented. His record of deportable inadmissible alien form states he had no prior criminal record. So when he came to the U.S. and filled out the paperwork, he said he had no criminal record, and that was pretty much it. So he was not a criminal. The same document that okay, well, this is what we have to base it on. You know, like every system is inherently based on trust.
But
And
that's
when-
just his
Can we
statement.
get-
That's what- okay,
Are-
continue.
Can we get the pictures of the tattoos and compare them, because there's a database out there that shows what all the tattoos mean.
So should we kick out everybody who has Nazi symbols too then?
No.
Okay,
if
I'm
you
not
have-
arguing
But I'm
about
just
that.
saying,
well,
this-
if
you
you
can't
have-
be you can't be guilty by
Okay, hold on.
association. That's the whole point. You can't be guilty by
Hold on,
association.
hold on, hold on. Let me finish, let me finish.
If you have like gang tattoos and you're here illegally, then fuck off.
Okay,
You
hold on,
still
hold on,
get your
hold
due
on, hold on.
process.
Even if that is the case and they have gang tattoos, the interpretation if those tattoos should be argued in court if they're actually closely related to the gang tattoos themselves. But that's a whole
Why do you
entire
want
different
gang
point.
members?
What?
Why do you want gay members back in this country?
I never said I want gang
It's
members
called
back in
due
this country,
process.
but
You got to
okay.
find out if they actually are gang members. That's the whole point.
On the
Not
documents,
if
on the
they're
documents,
here ill-
on the documents that
Yeah.
Customs and Border Patrol provided, the document states subject has gang-related tattoos which were photographed by Customs and Border Patrol. Celsi. I'm not sure. I think that might be a
No.
name. I'm not too
No.
sure. What's up?
Snow, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you know he's telling the truth?
That's where you need the judges
'Cause
and stuff to go through the
that's what
case,
we
right?
use the judges
That's what the
to
due
make this
process is for,
is-
right?
And if he's,
the evidence
and
they
if
use
he's
to
lying,
the evidence
if
they
he's
use.
lying,
If you, sure,
Yeah,
but
but
then
how
you
do you
can hold him in
determine
jail
that?
here and then fucking do due process, right? Why would you convict somebody with
why,
no due
why
process?
would we hold him in jail if we don't know if he's telling the truth?
Well, the evidence they used to give him asylum was the video evidence showing Venezuelan police raiding his home, confirming that he was being actively persecuted by the Maduro regime. Like, that is the best that we can go off of. You know, like, I'm not saying that he is telling the truth or anything. All I'm saying is that these are the facts being argued in court. You can make your own assumptions, but end of the day, it's up for the judge to decide. Do I agree with them? That's your own personal opinion.
You're acting like they just hopped these people on a plane and didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
these-
that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did.
literally, that
Yes.
is the point.
If we
Yes.
go here,
That is
Look
what they
at
did.
the allegation that JABV, that's his name, was, or abbreviation of his name, because he has two middle names, was affiliated with the Trendia Ouaga gang, is entirely speculative and unsubstantiated. Dude, my mouth is so dry.
Unsubstantiated.
Bro,
yeah.
drink some water,
DHS
bro. Fucking A.
My
Yeah,
water
go get
bottle's
some
gone
water,
right
bro.
here. DHS has never provided any evidence of his involvement with the gang, right, or any other gang, Trendia Ouaga. His tattoos are a rose, a clock. This is the tattoos they use to, quote, associate him with the gang. And and then it just goes on that he was legally in the United States with an application for asylum, withholding his removal that was granted by a judge to stop from torture in Venezuela. He was an expedited removal, it looks like, but his hearing was scheduled for April 7th, 2025, so they removed him before he could have his hearing. And this was in front of a different judge in the immigration court. So they just scooped him out of where he was.
So he's not
and-
arguing that he's a U.S. citizen. He's arguing that he's not part of the gang.
Not only that he's not part of the gang, is that
He gets asylum.
they are first off is he was already going through court, is that they said that he was a part of a gang and that they could indiscriminately pick him up and ship him down to CCOT for life. I don't see how that would make any sense.
Hold on, Snow, why are you here arguing for this when you should be out telling all the news media about it?
Well, the news media is reporting on this.
Mhm.
I'm just showing Tree Fitty right here.
What's that guy's name?
JBV, let's see, is the name at the top. It just says JBV.
How do you know? Snow, how do you know that only the tattoos are taken into account and they don't have any other information that's not
That's what I
public when they
mean.
round them up?
Because the
I
documents
mean,
provided.
I'm sure they have
the-
more than just tattoos, but they don't want to be public about it, I think, or
Okay,
something
well,
else.
Why would they not?
The
It's not
documents-
like
Maybe-
a
the
war.
documents
maybe they're
provided-
really busy rounding up other
Okay.
illegals to get rid of, and they don't have time to answer these.
The
questions.
documents
But you have
documents
to, everyone
provided
gets to-
by
everyone gets to
Customs
know.
and
So,
Border Patrol.
okay, so that's literally what you want, is just randomly scooping up people off the street.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like, what
saying.
the-
Like, without
I
due
want them
process, like
scooping
seriously,
up
do you guys hear
people that
yourselves
are
talking and
covered
arguing
in
for
toe
no
and
due
Oh, it's
taxes.
like a
process?
Mexican. Just round them up, put them to Mexico.
I don't even give a
Figure out,
fuck who it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would do for the same thing for the guy with the Nazi symbol or any symbol. Like, seriously, you shouldn't be just rounding up people without due process and then throwing them in jail or putting them in a different country. Anything. That's just ridiculous. You guys not hear yourself arguing for no due
Not
process?
even just a different country, a maximum security prison where
Yeah,
there's no
the
outside
worst.
communication, no recourse, and the worst prison like in the world, which
Yes.
has human rights violations all over it.
Yes.
Like this is what we're talking. Like
We're selling them into
it's
slavery.
like okay, imagine if like I'll say me for example, right? Say I'm near the Mexican border. I am Hispanic colored skin, and I have a tattoo of a crown, a rose, and what was the other thing? Give me one
Yeah.
second. A crown, a rose, and a clock on my arm, and I just get picked up, and I say, "Hey, I'm an American citizen," and they just ignore what I say and put me in chains and ship me on a plane and fly me down to
So you
CCOT,
think
and that's the
what
last of it.
happened?
Yes,
That is
This
what
guy's
happened.
an American citizen.
yes.
It doesn't even
Yes,
matter
that
about
is
what
what
you're
American
not.
citizen.
They can't determine it. It's not up for. It's not up for
So,
if so.
It
so
doesn't
Snow,
take a
you're
fucking
showing us
court to determine that you're a citizen of the United States.
the legal representative of this person and his appeal. Whatchamacallit. This is his representative listing all the reasons why this is wrong. Right.
No, this right here is representing who this person is.
No, I'm saying at the very top
Mhm.
of this paper is the person that is representing this JBV.
Yeah, it's an attorney
Right.
for the ACLU because currently his client is down in CCOT, shipped off. He's down in
Mhm.
prison right now, in
So,
CCOT.
I mean,
They still got shipped off.
so he
Yeah, he still got shipped
literally
off.
So he literally invoked the 200-year-old law, right?
Mhm.
That lets him deport people without a hearing, just based on citizenship. Right?
It's not based on
So-
citizenship.
That's literally
It
what
is.
it's based on.
Yeah, literally,
No.
it's
It
based
is
off
literally
citizenship.
Oh,
based
is it?
on
I might be
citizenship.
wrong.
Sure, but you have to be
So-
able to
I
work
might
with
be
the
wrong.
country,
The-
though.
so the
That's called
fucking
alien
so the
enemy
litmus
threat. What?
so the litmus for the law and the due process is: are you citizen?
No,
No.
it's asking.
Then
no,
bye bye.
no, it's not, bro. The law says if you're an enemy
Yes,
of that
it is.
country. Are we in a war with El Salvador?
We're
Are we
at war
with
with- are
we at war with El Salvador?
We're at
Hold on.
war with these gangs that were.
No,
taking
are we at war
over
with El
apartment buildings in
Salvador?
Colorado.
Are we at war with
hold on,
El
wait, wait.
Salvador?
We're moving away. No, wait, hold on.
Were
They
we
said
at war with Afghanistan?
Hold
Were
on,
we
real
at
quick.
We
war
declared
with
it, right?
fucking all the countries that we're.
Hold on, real quick.
No,
I
we
Declared
can't-
it,
didn't
right?
declare war
Okay.
on
A little bit different,
Afghanistan.
right?
No,
Okay.
we declared war on Iraq.
Okay,
Shit straight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Even if we are at war with these gangs,
We were at war with terrorism. Right
Hold
now,
on.
we're at war with fucking illegal immigrants.
wait, let me speak real quick. Even if we are at war with these gangs, hey, you can deport all the gang members you want, but we aren't arguing if we're at war with these gangs.
I
We
don't
are arguing.
see anything. I don't see anything in the law that states that you have to be it has to be of the country.
the Fifth
that you're at
Amendment.
war
No,
with.
they're arguing. They're arguing if these people
it
were
literally
properly
is
assessed if they were gang members or
were.
not. No,
They
they
were.
weren't.
No, it doesn't matter if you're a gang member.
Yes,
The
it
law
does.
States, no, it doesn't. The law literally states it allows for deportation without a hearing based
Okay.
on citizenship,
Sure.
not individual guilt.
So in World War II, were you a fan of rounding up all the Japanese people that were innocent?
Not that we're innocent. The ones maybe that
Okay,
were,
well that's what's happening right now.
How do you determine
How do you
if
know
they're
if someone's innocent
innocent?
or not? How do you know if they're innocent or not?
Because they're not a fucking citizen of the United States.
So you were a fan of rounding up all the Japanese then. That's the whole point.
Were they
This guy-
citizens of the United States?
This guy was legally in the United
did they
States. He
come
went through
here?
the entire
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
process.
Did they come here illegally? Did they border hop? Then yes, I was in agreement.
No,
with
that's
it.
not,
No,
that's
what
not
happened.
even your
You're
point.
not
You said
comparing
it's
apples
all
to
yes I am
apples.
because you said they can kick out or
No,
do
you're
anything
not.
to any nationality because of this law. And I'm saying so you'd be a fan of fucking
Bro,
the Japanese
it
internment
is
camps. You're like
the
no,
litmus.
but then you
know-
would be obviously,
You know what a litmus is?
bro. You don't
you
even
know
know
what
what you're
litmus
saying. You agreed that you
Yes,
want to
I
take.
absolutely do. The litmus is: are you a citizen?
It doesn't even matter. The
If
Fifth
you are
Amendment
not
says
a
no
citizen-
person. What does the Fifth Amendment say? What's the Fifth Amendment say? Does it say no citizen? Does it say that word? No.
Wait, thanks side. What does the Eighth Amendment say? We can ask these questions all day long.
The Fifth. I just read
What
you.
matters?
The Fifth Amendment
Is he
says no
supposed to
person
have
shall be
memorized
held
it?
under capital or otherwise
No,
infamous
is
crime
he
unless.
supposed to have memorized it?
No, of course not. But I'm asking. So obviously, I already read it to you. It's no person. So it doesn't say no citizen. So no person implies anybody who's here, not just fucking citizens, are allowed the Fifth Amendment right of having. You need a grand jury indictment in order to fucking have crimes on you.
And then there are things that supersedes things.
No, nothing
like that,
supersedes
right?
the Constitution, bro. Nothing supersedes. That's where you got it
Alien
fucked up, bro. The
Enemies
Constitution's
Act of
allowed the land, right?
1798 does.
Does the Constitution allow
Alien
land?
Enemies Act of 7.
Is it
No,
is
the
it-
Constitution supersedes everything.
exactly? Constitution supersedes everything, bro. You don't know your fucking laws.
Why do you think we reference them to like pretty much every law that gets passed?
Of course.
If it's like
Okay,
being questioned.
It's the law of the land, but
It is
under a
the law. It's
specific
not- no, nothing else
circumstance,
supersedes
like
it, bro.
the Aliens Enemy
Doesn't
Act,
supersede it,
like
bro.
this situation where we've been invaded by
Doesn't-
millions
does-
of
is it- does the-
people
does the
that we
Constitution
don't know
sup-
who they are. This
Uh-huh.
is how the pendulum.
You don't even know who they are now.
It
They're getting kicked
swings
out. That's the whole
when
point.
it
You didn't vet
swings
'em.
Way the fuck.
You didn't
over
vet 'em.
here,
How do you know who
and
they
Joe
are?
Biden pumps the country.
How do you know who
full
they
of
are?
A bunch of illegals.
How do you know who
Guess
they
what?
are? How do you know who they are?
You figure out if they're a citizen.
No. I'm asking you.
It's
How do
not
you
that
know who they
hard.
are? That's
Are
the
you
point.
citizen? It's not that hard.
No,
there are
that's-
no
that's not what the
Americans
Fifth Amendment
that
says,
got
so I don't
wrapped
care
up
about
in
that.
this.
I don't even care
no
about that. It's not,
citizens have been wrapped
nope.
up in
It
this.
says no person shall be held without capital, without grand jury indictment. So I don't even care. We say to
Yes,
citizen
in
because
the
it says no
Aliens
person.
Enemy
So they have
Act
the right.
and
They
the
get the Fifth
Aliens
Amendment right
Enemy
when they're
Act
here,
says
right?
That they can, because there are millions of people and it's just gonna clog the
Whatever you're
court up,
saying is
we're gonna go
irrelevant.
ahead
I'm
and get
asking
them
you a
out.
question. Is
The litmus.
are you saying the Fifth Amendment means nothing?
I didn't say that at all.
Okay, so it says no person. So again, this person has a right to have due process.
Right.
That's what the Fifth Amendment says.
So, you
So
don't
why
give
are
a
you
fuck-
arguing
so
against
you don't
it?
give a fuck. So you don't give a fuck that there's 20, maybe 20.
Who is saying
probably
any of this,
10
bro? You're
million
fucking going on
people
tangents, make no
running
sense.
around.
I'm asking you for due process. We want to
No,
fucking
I'm
vet
not
these
at
people in
all.
due process. No, because that's what everyone deserves in America. Unless you want to fucking be
right.
Russia
So we
or
need-
one of these
so we
shitty
need to
countries that
just
don't
have-
do due process. I don't know why you want to live in a place like that.
Right. So if we can determine their citizenship without clogging up the courts, we should have due
You
process
can't.
for that.
You can't though.
Now let
What
me
do
tell
you
you something
mean
right
you
now.
can't?
We need to
I
round
can
up all
prove
the
that I'm a
people with
citizen
bunny
right
profile
now
pictures.
to anybody.
Yeah.
Saying you're a
Okay.
citizen.
I have fucking
Yeah.
fingerprints.
We
What,
need
what
to
They
the
didn't
fuck
show your
are you
criminal
talking
tool.
about, dude?
profile pics.
No, I fucking have a clearance where you have to give fucking fingerprints, moron.
Mm.
You can't call anybody.
It's not the only
moron
place
that's
you
in
get
the club, bro.
fingerprinted.
Bro, you don't even know, bro, you don't even know that the Fifth Amendment says no person, bro. You keep talking about them being not citizens. It doesn't even matter. It's all irrelevant. Everything you're saying is literally irrelevant. You're just speaking hoopla to nobody.
I never.
Because you literally can't
dude,
can't get around that the fucking Fifth Amendment says no person, aka they have the right to due
Yes,
process.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Does the Aliens Enemy Act supersede the Fifth Amendment?
I disagreed with you, you fucking jackass moron.
Why are you so mad,
Holy
dude?
fucking shit, dude. You're like, no, it doesn't. You just instantly disagree with me. You're like some kind of fucking contrarian. Shut the fuck up.
Calm down, bro. Look, I know you're mad you can't fuck your sister right now. Just calm down, though. It'll be all right.
All right, let's chill. You don't have to fucking do all the fucking name calling.
Oh my god, dude! All I'm saying is that I think these people have the right to have their day in court, and that's it.
Do you think
No,
They're not citizens. They have no right.
process?
I don't disagree that, but what I'm saying is that the way the pendulum is swung, we're 10 million deep, possibly 20, with people we don't know who the fuck they are. If we can determine in an office, which you can determine in a fucking office, whether these people are American citizens or not, it does not take a court of fucking law and a judge and all that dumbass bureaucracy to go, yeah, I'm a citizen. I've got
yeah,
people
and
that
then
can
to
say
send
that
them
I
the
was
worst
born
president in the world,
this
right?
state,
That is the
and
point.
You're
It'd be nice
acting
if
like
we had a third party to watch the government, so not deporting people they don't fucking like to a super jail they can never get out of.
No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree that it can get dangerous, and let's hope it doesn't. But I do.
What do you
believe
Why
mean
would
we'll
it
you
hear
can
about
get
risk
dangerous?
it?
It
What
is
do you mean?
dangerous.
If these people
Yeah.
are fucking not citizens, and we have 238 or it was 261 total, there were like 20 some MS-13 people in there. But if we're batting 100 on not a citizen, I'm fine with it.
What, dude? Okay, but dude, you're saying that like you're okay with like some innocents going to jail if you get the
Exactly.
majority of them. Like, what about those? Do you think that those innocent people deserve to like have freedom as well?
And it's pretty hardcore that they went to CCOT. I can't imagine that,
Dude.
that they did that.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
fucking
can't-
crazy,
I can't
right?
Bro, what happened?
imagine
What happened?
that some
It's
What
crazy.
happened?
It's
What
like
happened
those
to
people in
innocent
jail
till
should
proven
be
guilty?
in jail,
I'm innocent,
and like
bro.
they got
Doesn't matter.
stuck in there for some
So in
reason.
America,
All this
Homie.
time, Dank sided.
Dude, we're not doing
are-
whataboutism right
they
here.
are
I'm
guilty
no, I'm
here.
saying that
If-
you
if-
are
if-
literally
if-
asking
Dank
for
sided.
getting.
Have all the January 6 people in prison.
What about January 6 people? What's your question?
Yeah, were they in there for a long time?
4 years
Did
for
they
beating
get their due
cops? No.
process?
They did have due process. You know how many people agreed, fucking admitted to doing what they did? Yeah. 400 people beat cops. All
They
those
took
people
plea
should be in
deals.
jail. All the people that didn't beat cops, sure, you could pardon them. But 400 people beat cops and were fucking Proud Boys and shit? No, all those fuckers should be in jail for probably for 20 years.
Wait, the Proud Boy people that
How
weren't
about the
even
FBI
there?
agents?
Yes,
that
they
were
were,
there?
dude. Dominic Pizzola is the one that
They
broke the
were-
fucking glass to enter the
Enrique
building.
wasn't
Who's
there,
Dominic
though.
Pizzola, bro? Who's Dominic Pizzola?
Enrique was the,
No. Who's Dominic
Dude,
Pizzola?
okay, I don't. Dude,
I can't
okay, I
remember
think
off
it's
the
two
top
separate
of my head.
cases. One is like, dude, those people still got due process. Even if they got plea deals and didn't see their day in court, they still made an agreement with the prosecution
course.
office. Like,
Not even the same, but either way.
like these people had like if we go back to this document which I'm showing for these people is like his attorney is literally testifying under oath. Like you can say he's lying, but like if we don't trust like anything that comes from like anywhere, then like we're never gonna get anyone in
You'll
this
get
argument.
disbarred if
Is
you
that this
lie.
guy?
Why is his name not listed? Why is the actual like name not listed? That's
Why is his
bizarre.
name not listed?
It
Quite
probably is
bizarre,
listed
because
somewhere.
Jab
I would
V,
have to find
like,
it.
What is that? That's quite bizarre. Well, I kind of wanted to look him up and see who he was.
Okay, I'll get his
See
name
if I
for
can
you.
find
But
any
he was already
innocent
scheduled
information
for a hearing on April 7th. Why
For
not
what?
just like for his immigration case about asylum? They took him before he even had his like court date.
Law fear.
So how
Like,
do you
this guy
think-
went
so
through
how
all
do
the
you
legal
think-
process.
so
He
how do
didn't
you
jump
think
the
this
fence or
guy got
anything.
How do you think this guy got wrapped up with 260 other gang members?
Well, according to
We don't see
Customs and Border
lawyers.
Patrol.
We don't see lawyers filing shit for
Well, according
than-
to
how
Customs,
many?
according to Customs and Border Patrol, it was because of his tattoos.
And he
Sound like a
happened to
gang
be
member.
and he happened to be around a bunch of other gang members? Question mark. And
No,
then they
it's
were like,
because
I
"Hey,
mean,
by
the
the way,
records-
bro, you
Hey,
got
bro.
any papers?"
No,
And
not
he's
even that.
like,
Are
"Hey,
you-
man, I have a
are you-
fucking-
I don't.
hey,
It doesn't
yeah,
say
on-
that. It
I
doesn't
have
say
a court
that.
date on April 7th.
Are you seriously
And you're like,
advocating for
"Yo,
guilty
I
until
don't
no?
know."
Are you advocating for guilty until proven innocent?
If he was
No.
standing there and
Question,
he's
simple yes or no.
illegal,
standing.
sure.
It's a simple answer. Would you rather live in a world that's innocent till proven guilty or guilty until proven innocent? Which world would you rather live in?
Shit, I'm a citizen.
Doesn't matter. No, I'm asking
Are
which
you a
world would you
citizen or
rather
not?
which world would you rather live in? Innocent until proven guilty or guilty until proven innocent? Which world would you rather live in?
Oh, always the first, always.
Okay, so then why are you saying these people are guilty until proven innocent until they've had a day in court to
Here
prove
legally.
it?
No, he was here legally.
Is
And
he-
this
The
guy was
entire
here
thing
legally, but I'm
documents
just saying
that-
in general,
No,
like you're
if you're
the-
here and you
is
have
here
an
legally.
application for asylum does not mean you're here illegally.
I
That
mean,
does not mean
No,
you're
a
here
judge can
legally.
literally say like allow you to be here legally in the United States. Like it doesn't.
Or the CPB1 app can allow you to be here legally. In
Dude,
the
they
United
shut down the
States.
app. They shut down the app.
Yeah, I know.
They repurposed
Thank
it.
God.
They repurposed it.
I
To
mean,
say-
Okay,
Yeah, they
repurpose
repurposed
it.
it's all moot
Yeah,
because it's all
deport
again,
yourself.
it comes down to the Fifth Amendment, dude. It says no person.
Okay,
so
but
again,
he was here legally because he filled out all the forms he needed to. He was being represented by an attorney. He had a court date. Like he was doing everything correct. What did he not do correct here?
I mean, I think he was hanging out with a bunch of gangbangers.
Not being a citizen.
how do you know
No,
that?
it does not say anything
How do you
about
know
him.
that?
It does
Not
not
being
say.
a citizen.
How do you
Okay.
know that? That's the whole
Okay,
thing. How do
I
you
will
know that?
entertain-
Because he
if-
got, because
let me-
he
hold
got
on.
wrapped up with 260.
No, but
other
you don't know
gang
this, dude. There's no document to show
Hold
you.
on.
You're
Why
right.
the f-
That's the whole point. You have literally no documentation
Real quick.
for your
I mean,
evidence.
Chief
it's
Fitty.
it's
Can I
Occam's
speak?
Razor.
Can I
mean,
speak?
It's
Can I speak real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
If he was hanging out with gang members, why didn't the White House submit that as evidence, or the executive branch, or Customs and Border Patrol?
Right.
The only thing they submitted as evidence were the
do we
tattoos that he
have
had.
do we have his arrest, like his arrest report or
He's
anything?
literally telling
Right
us
here,
everything.
number eight. His record of deportable and inadmissible alien form states he had no prior criminal record in the U.S., that he was a citizen of Venezuela, and that he was fleeing the country because he feared for
No,
his
I
life.
mean, what does the
The same
report say
document
when he was
states-
picked up?
The same document states subject has. He didn't get picked up to go to a court case. He got picked up to get flown out on a jet to CCOT. But continuing,
Right, and
the
where
same
was he
document
picked
states.
up?
It doesn't state.
Okay, yeah, because that would be incriminating, right? And this guy's not trying
Then
to.
if it was
his
incriminating-
client.
okay,
this is
even
a
if it was
one-sided
incriminating-
document.
Even if it was incriminating, why didn't they submit it to the court? Why was the only thing they submitted was his inadmissible form that states subject has gang-related tattoos,
I wish
which
it
were
wasn't
photographed
such a
by.
pain in the ass to do fucking
Oh my
FOIA
God.
requests.
What?
Because like getting, it would be easy enough to get this shit if it wasn't.
Okay, but
such a
here
pain.
we can see subject has gang-related tattoos, which were photographed by CBP Celsi. The tattoos were well-known tattoos that Trinidad gang members tend to
Where are the
have.
photos of those?
They didn't provide photos.
I mean, that's suspicious. I mean,
Why is that suspicious?
If he has known
That's what I'm
gang
saying, if
tattoos,
you're-
that
if
does.
you're literally showing that the fucking
Well, they state the tattoos.
weren't gang photos.
The tattoos right here.
Yeah,
his
they
tattoos are a
described it
rose.
instead of showing
Oh my
photos,
God.
submitting that. I mean, that makes
Oh,
sense.
those aren't even. Yeah, those don't seem suspicious at all. But
Yeah,
if you had
his
like
tattoos-
like gang logos, that would be kind of.
Yeah, I know. That is what I'm saying. Is that they're determining these people based on the tattoos they have, which is like that is removing due process.
agree,
By saying,
that's
"Oh,
wrong.
you have tattoos. We are going to send you down to CCOT for life. We have no recourse of anything." Like I hate to say it, but like you look at the videos and documentaries on CCOT, those people are in there for life with no
Dude,
recourse,
I watched
no
the
communication for outside.
CNN I watched the CNN one. That one dude got wrapped up in it because he had, tattoos that ended up being the erroneous, weren't fucking gang tattoos, and he got let out.
Yes,
Like, what
imagine
happened to
this
that
guy is how old is this guy? This guy's a 24-year-old who
Okay.
has a tattoo of a rose, a clock, and a crown, and is going to CCOT for life with no recourse for anything. Do you think that's fair?
I mean,
or
this
just.
is gang-related tattoos.
No.
Yeah,
right?
but it
Yeah,
clarifies the
right.
tattoos right here: a rose, a
Bro,
clock, and a
this
crown
is
with the son's
this
name
would
on
be
it.
like this was like when I used to go to school as a kid. They told you couldn't wear the color red because gang members were.
Yeah, that's so
like,
silly. Such a silly argument.
Hey, Snow, can you post a
thank
link to this article?
It's not an article; it's the court documents right here. You can find it on courtlistener.com.
I think
Oh,
gang
it's just
tattoos-
right
Yeah, can you post that link
Here you
over
go.
in side chat?
This one right here.
I got
Here.
another one.
I'll
too.
send both.
I got another one.
Here's the
for you.
testimony.
gang
Oh, it says I'm
tattoos
posting too fast.
Are justifiable
Oh,
suspicion.
you already posted it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they weren't gang tattoos. They were kind of just like random art. It's like a clock and a rose, It's not like a logo, like
Even
letters
like I
on
said,
it.
even so, like, dude, if you have a Nazi swastika, are we gonna start throwing people in jail because that could be gang shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, like white power? Like, no, you don't throw people in jail
Oh,
for
no.
fucking tattoos. That's
Yeah, of
fucking
course.
ridiculous, people. Come on, that's what I'm saying. You guys are arguing for prematurely throwing people in jail with no due process.
No,
That's so silly.
not.
You
I'm
are
not.
though, because
I'm-
you can't. Because you keep
I-
saying they could
I-
have this evidence. The
I
thing
am
is, we should
saying-
have this evidence. Like it should be already open for everybody to read about. That's how courts work.
I'm not saying I am a proponent of this. I am saying the reason for this, and it is the extreme influx of illegals that we have had over the last 4 years. And this is the response to it. It's like an immune response. It's an extreme response to an extreme invasion.
How can we
Well,
close
okay,
this
so
thing?
there's a couple
I mean,
things
for
too.
fuck's sake, dude, there's only 40 something million people in the UK. Like, if
Okay.
there's
what's your
only
point?
like what? How many? 40 million people in Canada? 10 fucking
Ireland.
million people is a lot of people, and that's the low end, bro. What
And
do you
honestly,
mean?
so
What's
you
my
say
fucking
no?
point?
Okay, even so, even if 10 million people did come here, how many of these people do you think are all fucking gangsters and horrible human beings? All of
I do
them?
not think it is most.
Okay,
I
so
do
what?
not
Maybe
think
like
it is most.
500,000, maybe at
I
most. I'm
think
saying
it-
pick a number. 500,000 less.
Bro, no more. I think
You think
it's
it's more?
chunk, though. I think 500,000. Yeah, it's probably more closer to 1 million. There's a lot of just lost people. I see a bunch of single ass males just coming across, dude. Like, what the fuck you coming over here for? Like, no.
And plus,
yeah, I
that's their
think it's more.
culture.
I mean, and like I said, it's
They're trying to get away from the
anywhere
culture, a lot of
between
them.
10 and 20 million. Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Don't come here. Change.
Yeah,
your
they're
culture.
trying to get away from the culture. That's why when they were protesting the deportations, they were flying the fucking Mexican flag. Makes a lot of sense.
I
Dude,
think
Makes a lot of
flying,
sense
you can
to
fly
me,
any
bro.
flag.
Right.
Right,
I know,
but
right?
you should definitely fly the flag of the country you're fleeing.
Should Italians not care about their
American
Italian
flag.
heritage? Should fucking Germans not care about their German heritage? What do you mean?
I didn't
Should we
say
get-
that. If you're
That's
not
what
a
you're implying.
goddamn-
That's
if
strong.
you're
That's
not
literally
even
what you're
an
implying.
American, that's a red herring, like a motherfucker, dude. Like if you're not even an American citizen, I don't want you here if you're not going to assimilate. If you're not going to
Facts.
accept our shit, you can fly
Facts.
your fucking Italian flag, but the fucking American flag better be above it, bud.
And where's that in the
Otherwise, fuck
Constitution?
your
Sister.
Where is that in the Constitution
What?
that says that?
I didn't
Hold on,
say
hold
that
on, hold
that
on.
had
Oh,
to
so
be
it's not a
that
law.
way.
So why
These
why the
motherfuckers
fuck do I
aren't
give a
even
fuck
legal-
about your opinion,
These
bro?
fucking people aren't even legal fucking citizens. Why the fuck do I give a fuck about their fucking
Dude, I'm
opinion?
not
A lot of them
arguing
are.
about. Dude, we're,
A lot of them
again,
actually are.
we're not
They're-
arguing.
they're
If I may
saying-
speak.
Hey,
that makes me
protest
Title
on that,
4 of
yeah.
the United States Code states that no other flag or pennant should be placed above to the right of the U.S. flag.
Yeah, that's about
Uh,
hanging flags. That's not about like waving them. But
Yeah, but
like,
again, he mentions, putting one flag above the other, and you're like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not a law, but that is.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah. So
okay.
I mean, well, actually, it's not like a punishable law, but it's just like
A fine.
I think
It's
it's
a
like
code,
It's
though.
fucking
Yeah, it's a
goddamn
code.
disrespectful. It's just as
Yeah, I mean,
disrespectful
yeah,
as
it's
flying the
disrespectful.
Mexican
That's also
flag while
another
point.
burning
That's
the
fine.
American
It's-
flag.
well,
Is
you
it
can
illegal to be
burn the American flag.
disrespectful?
This was a
Yeah,
huge
that's
court
illegal.
case.
Yeah, that you
You,
can't.
you can be disrespectful, but
That's
I'm not
why
saying
on
I endorse
state
it.
buildings, the American flag is top dog, and then you have
for
the
sure.
state
State
flag,
flag,
and then you
and
have like a corps or like
whatever, yeah.
whatever.
POW one or whatever.
Like at
Yeah,
a
but
military
again,
military
we're
bases.
not-
I also think it's it's the same thing where it's state, state
Rituals
or
matter.
U.S. state, and then like whatever branch it is, Navy, Army, whatever the fort is.
Okay, but the entire thing, we're not arguing if they're U.S. citizens or not. We're just arguing if these people were correctly classified, if they were gang members, and the process in which the executive branch was
Well, it's
using to
it's-
determine if they were gang members.
It's like I said, the criteria isn't whether they are gang members; it's whether they are citizens. That's where the
But
due
it's
process ends.
It's literally not.
No,
it's not the Fifth
you
Amendment.
still,
Under-
you still,
Oh my god!
You still get due
yes,
process even if
without
you aren't.
invoking that 1798 act or some shit, whatever the fuck it was called.
yeah, but if you're
Enemies-
not giving due
Alien
process,
Enemies
hold on,
Act?
hold on. Hold on.
Yes, thank
If
you.
you're not doing due process for these people, how do you determine all this information? Is it possible that just
Because
possible?
you
I'm
can
not saying. Hold on.
determine
Let
that
me.
administratively. They're
Yeah, but
checking it
administratively,
here,
it's still
and
a
they're also
process
gonna
of due
check it when they
process.
get over there.
Wait, hold on, I need to
like,
clarify.
Allegedly.
Snow, are you saying that people like non-citizens historically had due process in the U.S.?
I'm not.
They
No, I'm
should.
not saying that. I'm saying that in recent times, that people are entitled to due process even if they aren't U.S. citizens.
Did that change, or is that the historical view?
Nah.
Dude, I mean, you go back like 200 years ago. I'm sure that, or I mean, 150 years ago.
I don't think
I'm
you have
sure
to go
that
back
people
that
who
far.
aren't U.S. citizens were not getting due process. Like I'm.
So I'm just
dude,
asking, like, why? What's the issue? Like, if we just use the historical view, I don't hold a position. I'm just curious. We need to clarify because it's kind of going in circles.
Because our society has developed and we've realized that, hey, we could have jailed some wrong people or like improperly punished people if not giving them due process.
There's literally no argument. All they're asking for is, can we have a third party making sure the president is not deporting people he doesn't like? That's
And not only that, but it's
I think that the internet is the third party. Wouldn't the family
No,
be
no,
coming
no,
out? And
fuck
wouldn't there
no,
be videos
fuck
all
no.
over of people going? Wouldn't they go to the news and be like, "Hey,
No one is
my
denying.
son that was
Right?
born
They
in
are going to the
Texas."
news right now.
Nobody in
What
the
is-
chat is denying the
Whoa,
president has
whoa.
the unilateral right to deport any non-citizen he wants, basically, with this law.
But the guys,
Whoa.
are you saying that
So-
Trump is selecting, is handpicking who the fuck is going out? Or is there an agency who handles that?
Yeah, thank you on the train. That's
Okay,
reality.
so we trust the
Nah, we
agency
just
now?
throwing
Like,
that.
what the fuck? Like, okay, it's not the president. What?
So
no,
I
but
have-
again, we're just
I
like,
have an issue. Somebody claimed that their family.
Like, how often are we here like, oh, we don't trust the FBI, CIA? Like, oh, well, it's not the president, so like, what the fuck?
okay, well, I mean, we can get into like trust or not, but
we
like,
trust him.
but the whole entire thing is like,
Due process.
do you think it's just possible if we remove due process from like sending people to CCOD, that maybe, just maybe, I'm not saying it's happened or that it will happen, just maybe there's a possibility that one American citizen could be sent to CCOD for life.
Oh, that'd be absolutely tragic.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is like, so why
Right,
don't we
but it's
have
not
a little
happening.
verification?
How do you
But
know?
no, I'm
Only
saying
if
it's a
they're
possible.
American,
If you
it's tragic.
remove,
How do you
if you,
know?
well, I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
tragic or
I'm
anything, but
Sure, I am sure that they are checking. I'm sure they're doing their due diligence.
How many people get
I mean, that
arrested
would be
wrong
an
every year?
absolute.
How many
that
people go
would
to
be like
jail
a-
wrong?
yeah, but
Hold on,
removing
dude.
due process
Hold on,
removes
hold
that
on.
ability.
Hold
No,
on.
That would be
no,
a-
no,
That would
no.
be, dude,
At this
that would be
rate,
a PR
no, at this
nightmare.
rate, we shouldn't have prisons because we can't trust the system. We should not
Right.
put
No,
anyone-
because
I'm
who
saying
goes
we
to
can't
prison?
trust the
Right,
system.
we
I'm
can't-
saying that we
Right,
we
no,
can
no, no, no,
verify.
prison, it's the
we can't have
jails.
jails. We can't have jails because we can't trust the cops to arrest people for actually doing crimes because they haven't went to court yet.
No, because they
It's
go
kinda
to
your
court.
logic.
No, you could hold them in
Well,
jail
they
until
do,
they
they
go to court.
But there's
They go to jail
you,
first.
so
You
you
guys are-
can't
you
trust
guys are
the
so
same
stupid.
system. You can't trust the same system to determine whether these people are
No,
citizens.
how
or
many
not?
times? How many times does cops arrest people wrong?
There is no
After
What do
they
you
witness
mean?
a crime,
Sure,
they have
Like,
to witness.
They do
arrest
on
people
accident, right?
wrong.
So you're saying that so they shouldn't have their due process because the cop says they fucking did it?
Hold
the
on,
fuck?
Tree Kitty. So you had no problem with January 6th? You just trust the system? You think all those people were properly arrested January 6th? You trust the system?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this
Clearly
is a
that's what you're
simple
saying.
process. You're acting like we have to determine the
We
full
do.
validity of a crime beyond a reasonable
We
doubt
do.
before a
No,
jury.
we're not saying that.
No,
We're
you
not
don't.
saying that.
Not
You
to a
have to
jury.
determine citizenship. It involves
No, you don't.
paperwork.
No, you don't, bro.
No, I'm not. It's,
Not at all.
Holy shit,
again,
you guys are fucking
again,
No.
this
deluded.
isn't about
Not
citizenship
involved.
or not.
I know.
This
It's
is
like
just
it's like oh, we can't determine if somebody has a fucking driver's license
Oh my
without a
goodness.
goddamn court case
Oh,
on the side of the road.
So the
You
guy
fucking
the
guys
guy
are
that
a
picks
joke.
the guy that's been
You
picking
guys are an
strawberries.
actual
No,
joke.
no, the guy picking strawberries that has done no crimes here besides fucking doing illegal, coming over illegal. That guy deserves
And he has
to
no
sit all
documentation to
day.
prove he's
You guys-
here.
no, that guy deserves to go to the fucking worst
Yes.
prison in the world, right? To you.
Yes.
Whoops.
Yes.
Whoops.
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 Oh, okay.
Well,
exactly.
That's a separate
Whoops.
argument.
Not
Again,
even-
like,
Okay.
I voted for this.
Like
It's
I
an
said,
Okay.
extreme,
Even if
it's
you
an
don't like it,
extreme
right?
Oh my
pendulum
God.
swing.
Dude,
The
you-
swing
you are
went way the
advocating
fuck
for
over
guilty
here,
before
so it
innocent,
has
bro.
To come back over here
You are
to even
literally
out.
advocating for guilty before it being innocent, bro. You are the
No,
scum
I'm
of the
not.
earth.
Nah, he
Well,
did the
on
crime.
the
Doc,
inside,
go
we know
look-
you advocate for all the criminals to be out because
Who?
we can't trust the system that put them in. So.
No,
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 that's
I do trust the
I'm
system. I trust the cops to pull
literally
people over
No, no, no,
and
there-
arrest
there
them,
are-
and then they
there's
go to
like-
fucking
there are
court,
to
and then
you,
the
and
judge
so
hears it, and then they
there are
fucking
no
go to jail,
criminals.
right?
There are no criminals. Everybody's got a reason. He stole because he needed to feed his family. It's okay.
What are you
okay. That
doing?
doesn't justify
What
the
are you
crime, though.
talking
We're not
about?
arguing
No,
that
no,
he's
no.
Jesus
All
criminal.
Christ.
crime is
What a
hey, to
retarded
you,
ass
all
comment.
crimes is-
What
it's
a retarded ass
justifiable.
comment.
He hopped
No,
the
it's
border. He was
not.
running for his life.
Hold
That's
on.
fine.
Okay, let's
I
set something
understand that.
straight real quick.
Jesus.
Is like, one, no one is advocating for like all criminals to go free. Two,
Yeah.
no one is advocating for
Exact-
people to be let out of prisons.
No, but
like
you're
three.
completely conflating and blowing up the
No,
process
not
of
at
finding
all.
out if somebody
we
is an
want the
illegal
process to be
citizen or
followed.
not.
Exactly.
We want the process to be followed.
the
If a
same
person
process that
is
we
a
fucking
legal
convict
citizen-
murderers and rapists and thieves and all this shit. That same
Slower.
process. I want that same process for everything.
isn't that
Who would have thought?
complicated
What a
to
crazy
determine
fucking idea!
citizenship.
What a crazy
Faster.
idea
It is
that
not-
everybody in
Okay.
America gets the same right to have
So you're
due process.
advocating-
Wow.
So you're advocating in
Aren't
order
you
for
talking about
somebody
people
to
that
validate.
have already broken the law by being in the country illegally?
Right.
How do you
And
know?
that involves
They-
validating.
Again, you still need due
Law.
process, bro. Because like he said,
Which is
dude.
as easy as
Oranges,
showing your
apples?
fucking driver's license.
Okay.
It don't matter if you.
And
It
get
is
again-
as fucking easy as showing your fucking driver's
That's
license.
like, dude, you're
Every single
basically
one of us,
you're saying-
legitimate citizens,
Dog,
bro.
you're basically
You're
saying that jaywalkers deserve to go to Auschwitz at this point.
No.
Yeah, you
No,
are,
I'm
because you're
not.
saying that
I'm
people,
saying
the guy that
people-
did no crime is just happened to be here illegally.
Look,
You're saying
Gangside,
send them to the
Gangside,
worst.
It's similar to you saying that a serial killer should be allowed to continue because he's just a little off in the head.
No, nobody
Okay?
said that. Who in the world
They
said
deserve
that?
to go to court.
They deserve to go to court. Did the BTK
They
killer get to go
deserve
to court? Did Ted Bundy get to go to court? Did all these fucking
it's
serial killers get to go to
about-
court?
it's
Oh, I
about
forgot. They
ridiculous.
did. Oh, wow. Like due process. Who would have fucking
Oh
thought?
wait, hold on.
They were
When
citizens.
Biden was, when Biden's in charge and all these cities cities said, "Oh, you can if you steal less than $950, it's okay." What happened?
not up to Biden to decide.
Massive
That was a city
shoplifting
thing.
everywhere.
Okay,
So
wait, hold
to
on.
even
Let
for
me-
you, it's okay if they do that, right? They
I'm not
need that
saying it
money.
is.
It's okay.
I'm not saying that.
Hold on,
So
real
guess what?
quick.
There you go. I'm not.
No,
I'm asking for
Then
due
the
process.
border hop,
I'm
right?
saying, look,
wait,
we
hold on.
have
okay
one
for them-
criminal,
it's okay for them to
right?
break
We have
into the
one
country.
criminal, and maybe the system wasn't right, so we should let them all
Uh-huh.
go.
Hold on,
This
real
is just
quick.
constant
Good
straw
job
man
of
from both
changing
sides.
that topic to
that
nothing.
makes
hold
sense.
on, real
You know
quick,
what?
real
That actually
quick.
makes sense coming from you.
It
as
literally
well,
makes no sense. You're
because,
advocating for
I don't
nothing.
know.
Troll
Real
Tech
quick,
is literally
Biden
just
isn't in
doing what
control.
You guys are doing.
You gotta
Real
give him a
quick.
chance. He's making a point.
Real quick, first off, Biden doesn't control state policy on what's felony theft or not. Number two is
Yeah,
San
it's
Francisco
all the blue
has the-
cities and their mayors, and
No.
it's democratic
He's
policies.
talking about California with Gavin Newsom. That's what
The
he's talking about.
Democrats are as
we can
fucking
look at
dodging
Texas.
us
Felony
as
theft,
goddamn
anything under
unbelievable.
Gavin
2,500 in Texas is not a felony. It's literally stricter in San Francisco than it is in Texas.
It's true. I just looked it up.
Well, okay. You guys can look right here. Felony theft in Texas is 2,500. Felony theft in California is $900. Like
His point when he brought it up was that crime shot up.
Yeah.
What about misdemeanor theft?
crime didn't shoot up under Biden.
I
Like
know.
Yes, it what?
Yes,
In
it
California,
is.
he's talking about specific.
What?
Listen, guys, it's your imagination. You weren't robbed.
Yeah. What do you
Don't
mean?
believe your lying
They're
eyes.
supposed- Is petty theft decriminalized in Texas?
Yeah, that's fucking yellow rain on your forehead, not piss.
Oh, okay.
Your
Okay,
eyes are
well,
lying.
And again,
see,
we're,
like-
the whole point is again, we keep talking about due process, and you guys are advocating for no due process. So you guys are literally like Russia
No,
right
I'm
now.
not.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
telling you.
Yes,
that
you
this-
you
I'm
literally
telling you that
are.
this-
You're saying
are.
you,
All I
you're
have
trusting
done
you're trusting a
is
guy telling you that this
explained
guy
it.
is a criminal, and you have no other fucking person
Okay, wait, I
verifying
thought you
that
said
person's
no
a
due
criminal.
process
Come to
about
an agreement.
citizenship.
Bro, the
Trusting
due
his lack
process,
of having papers.
Yo, the due process of proving you are a citizen is literally handing over.
Then
your
why didn't the
license
government supply that
and letting-
evidence? Why didn't the government supply that evidence then?
They don't.
No,
What?
they do.
It's
They have
not
to supply that
citizens.
We
evidence.
have it.
Why didn't they
Why
supply the
they're not
evidence?
citizens?
Why didn't they supply the evidence?
Evidence.
Why didn't they supply it?
Evidence is that
Why didn't they supply it?
evidence.
Why didn't they supply it?
supposed to
No,
have
no. Anything other than why didn't they
His
supply it?
ID on him.
Oh my god,
Dude, shut the
You-
fuck up and let him answer. Jesus.
Because he's not answering
Yeah,
the question.
Dank, chill out. He's literally trying to Dank, chill out. Let him talk.
No, he's really not. But go on.
The
3 feet we got?
no, the evidence is that they're not citizens.
How do you know
Like,
this?
If they were
No.
citizens,
What? The government did supply you with that evidence. How do you fucking know
because
that?
It would be like
Because he didn't have an ID.
because
Did
this
the government
fucking
supply- did
goddamn
the government say
world
that?
in the internet and the fucking media and all the people that are looking at this shit?
So again,
There's
you're not
a-
answering the
there's a
question.
court
How do you know
case-
this? How do you know
there's
this with no evidence?
didn't
There
have-
is a court case
he didn't
right
have
here
an
that
ID.
shows the only person that
Mm-hmm.
is filing against this shit is literally saying, I'm not a citizen, but I had a court case for asylum and I'm not a gang member.
Mm-hmm.
His argument isn't, I'm not a citizen, because that's what would be happening. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's filing anything because they're not citizens.
And what?
no, the people are filing something. There's literally a huge court case right now. about
Exactly.
this.
That's the point. And why did the government
know,
supply
I'm
the
looking
evidence?
at
You,
it,
can, you
and
still
the
can't answer
only
the simple
thing in
fucking
here
question.
is a guy-
The simplest question. You'll run around and fucking avoid it like the plague.
I don't know how you prove somebody is not. a
You go to
citizen. I
fucking
don't know,
court and you
like,
prove it like everyone else fucking the world does. Jesus Christ.
You look at
Ask
their
him for his
ID.
ID.
You look
Ask
at
him
their
for his
ID and you go,
Oh, you don't have one.
Oh,
you
did the
don't have
government
one.
did the government tell you that in their court documents?
Oh.
Did the government say this in their court documents? Did they say, "Oh, we carded him. He didn't have a card or anything"? Did they tell you this stuff? So you guys are just coming up with conjecture and bullshit.
Wait,
so
hold on,
again,
Dane.
I would like to
Are you
know how
saying
you know
they're
this.
prosecuting citizens?
They're not prosecuting anyone. They're collecting them.
Yeah, they're just collecting them and sending them away.
have to take to prove citizenship?
ID, birth certificate, social security.
Did the government
card.
supply you with this evidence? That's the whole
They
point.
can literally.
No, you
If
literally
don't
can't.
have it, get in the truck.
You don't have it. Exactly. You
I
have
mean,
no
if-
evidence.
If you don't have it, get in the truck.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
it. Thank you.
Okay.
How long does it take to produce those three
Hold
documents
on.
that every
If
American
that's
has?
really, hold on, if that's really your standard, if you went to the fucking corner store, don't have your ID on you, and they
Yep.
pull you over, you want to deport you?
Yep.
No,
That's his
zero-
point.
not
That's
even
literally
a
what they want. It's so fucking stupid. It's so funny.
That was like the first good point I heard all day so far.
That's what I've been arguing this entire time. Is like
Exactly.
they
That's what we
just
all been
want to
saying.
know the
That's what we all been
process.
saying.
The
It's-
ACLU is suing because they want to know the process the executive
Well,
branch and Customs and Border Patrol is using to round these people
Oh
up.
my.
ID, birth certificate.
Okay, so we'll find
No.
out what it is.
Yes, and they
that's
said-
fine.
So there you
I
go.
don't
they
So
have a
wait
problem
for
with
the
that.
court case to be over and stop getting so fucking hyperventilated about it. Jesus
I mean,
And
Christ.
as of right now, the only thing that the executive branch has provided, that as lawyers have provided, is the tattoos they had on them.
No,
That is the
no,
problem.
the guy
all
is
your
not a
evidence.
citizen. He's not a
Show
citizen.
the court
Did-
case.
That's
your
it. Well,
asylum, your
I
asylum
did.
case
Okay,
has been
here.
denied. Bye.
Yep.
No, because
it's that
they are.
easy.
That's not
The
how
judge
it
hasn't
is.
ruled. The judge hasn't ruled anything yet. They literally
Exactly.
in the TRO that was filed right here. That was this just was published yesterday on Friday. That they want to ask the questions you're asking. That is why they summoned all these individuals to come testify.
How about
This
I'm
this?
curious, why do you
How
think
about
it takes a court case to produce a social security card and a birth
Thank
certificate
you.
or driver's license? It's not
That's
that
my
fucking
point.
complicated.
That's my fucking point. Thank you.
How about this?
And they're
he's
making
not
it
a-
like it
No,
requires
because
a court case to
no,
prove
we're not
your
asking
citizenship.
them- we're not
And that is
asking them.
fucking
How about
you
ridiculous. That
answer
can
that-
be done
answer
on
that.
the side
Hold on.
of the
How long
road.
does
Real
it
quick.
take? How long
Hold
does
up.
it take to
They're
produce
not
this
asking.
document?
No,
They're not
the
asking
point
if they're
is not
producing
that
these or
it's
not.
hard,
In
right?
fact,
Again, how
they're
we said it
asking.
earlier, the point is if there's oversight, right?
Hold
You
on.
don't want the president to be able to deport anybody with no fucking oversight, right?
No, not citizens.
They're not.
Absolutely.
They're not. Dude,
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
you
matter
don't-
if you
you're not
produce it or
vetting
not.
for
The
citizens or
only
not
thing
either.
that is being
Sure
the
we
case
are.
that is being
And you're
handled right
making
here.
it-
You
you're
don't know this.
conflating it out to
No,
be like
you
it
literally
requires
don't
a
know.
court-
That's the whole point. You literally don't. You keep saying they do, but you have
We
no
do
evidence or
know
proof of it. You
because
don't
we
know.
don't have-
Guys.
You
No,
have
we
you
do
have
on the
you have
fucking
you have
internet.
Trump
You don't
and these
think that
people
there
saying
would
that they
be-
are.
you don't-
Besides they saying they are, you have no
You
evidence.
don't think that there would be
I don't think. I don't need to
outrage
think.
by
Why would I think? I want to know.
families and-
No. I want to
So
know.
don't-
I don't want. I don't want to think. I want to know.
Hold on,
your
there's
wife-
a little outrage right
So if
now.
this happened to
now that
me,
it's
too
public.
smart
so if
to
this
think.
happened to me, do you think that my wife wouldn't be fucking all over the place trying to get me home?
Do you think
There
these
would be
people?
no
Do you think
recourse
these
for your
families?
wife.
No.
You think these families
There
haven't been
would be
looking
no
for their
recourse
families?
for your wife.
Bro, this is
There
easy
would be no
problem.
recourse for your wife, is what I'm saying. Like,
How do
again,
you
it's
mean?
not
I'm
about
an
producing your
American
documents.
citizen.
He's not a
Dude,
citizen.
I'm not arguing if you're a citizen or not. I'm not arguing.
Uh-huh.
I'm
If
not
he's
arguing
not a
your.
gang member, if he's not a gang member, he can go back to his country. If he is a
I'm
gang
not-
member, he can stay in CCOT, but he's not a U.S.
I'm
citizen,
not-
so he can't
And they
enter
can
the
figure,
country.
and they
And
can
how do
figure
you
it out
know?
over at CCOT. They'll fix
Because
it
he
out
don't
at
have a
CCOT.
social.
And how
They're
do you
they're
know?
experts. They
How-
have a
He
whole
don't got
book.
he doesn't
No,
have a
how do
social.
you
He
know?
doesn't have a.
How
He
do you
doesn't have an
know?
ID.
How do
That's
you
how
know?
I know.
No, you don't.
Shut the
That
fuck-
doesn't
He's
have
prove-
literally
ID.
answering
No
your
ID.
question.
Can I
dude.
speak real quick?
Quiet
Can I
for a
speak?
second.
Everyone, can I speak real quick? We're not arguing if they're citizens or not. Like, this case isn't arguing if they're citizens or not. This case is not arguing if they produce documents or not. This case is not arguing any of that.
That's right.
Because this case is arguing the process in which the executive branch is using to round these people up. And the only evidence they've produced
To round
or said
them
they are
up?
using. Yes.
Yes.
Well, entertain
The
them, right?
only
That's the big
evidence
problem.
they the
He
only
wants
evidence
more
they have
bureaucracy.
used the only evidence they have used to
They have
classify these
tattoos.
people
Okay.
is tattoos.
So
Yes.
Okay,
are they
good enough,
citizens
guy.
or not?
It doesn't matter if they're citizens or not. That's not what the case is about. Stop changing
It
it to
very much
citizenship.
matters.
If
If
you're
they're
No, it
citizens,
doesn't.
they have
If
rights.
you're not a
Okay, let
citizen,
me
they can
restate it
deport
for like
you.
the millionth
If they're
time
not
for the
citizens, they
retards in
have
the
no
chat,
rights.
right? It's not whether he's a citizen. It's about the process. It's about the fact we don't want the president, like I've said a million times, to deport anybody he doesn't fucking like without anyone being able to do a double check, a third party to make sure it's not an American citizen being sent to Guantanamo Bay who can never escape.
The third party party
Is it so hard to fucking understand?
the
It is
third
for them.
party
Cool with it.
is you act like it's in a fucking.
No, I'm not acting
I
like.
guess if you're a loner and you have no family or anything and you got snatched up, it might be a problem for you. But
We're
any
not
of us
acting
who
like-
have a family
we're
that give a
basing it
fuck
off
and would
of-
miss us,
Yeah.
they'd be like, yo, we want our fucking dad back. What the fuck's going on here? And
We're basing
then
it off
I would
of-
come home because I'm an American citizen, and you can't deport American citizens without
Hold
due
on.
process. You can't deport an American citizen.
You shouldn't be able to
I am
deport
basing it-
anybody.
Dude, again, it's not. I'm not. Dude, okay.
Like we're literally
repeat it.
fucking talking about
I will
people who are
repeat it
illegal, and
again.
you can go.
I will
"A
repeat it
license?
again.
You gotta
I will,
listen.
You're not
I will repeat it
legal,
again for
see ya.
everyone in here.
Get in the truck.
We
Get in the
don't
truck.
we don't care. Well, again, this court case is not about if you're a citizen or not. This court case is not about if you can provide documents or not.
We get
The
that.
only thing this court case is about is the
Is whether
process
this
in
guy's
which
a
the
gang
executive
member or
branch
not.
The process-
is no rounding
just-
people
we-
up.
The process is
Who
asking for
cares
the
how they
you.
round them up?
There's-
It appears
oh, yeah.
that this
Why
gentleman
do you
here
keep
was
cutting me
around.
off?
It appears that it
Citizenship
seems
does
that they're
matter.
Let you
targeting
speak.
pockets of gang members, and this gentleman appeared
No.
to be in a
The
pocket of
tattoos
gang
were
members.
not good enough evidence.
And that's why
No.
we
tattoos were
don't
bad
care.
evidence.
The process that they're rounding people up is based on the
Absolutely,
tattoos these individuals have. Just because you have tattoos doesn't
Right.
classify you to get sent to
That's the only
secret.
rounding
You
up
don't know
random
if that's the
ass
only
people.
factor.
Again, you
Oh, I
have
think
no
you don't
evidence
have
to
to-
show they're not.
That's evidence. No, hold
What
on.
you
Let
just
me,
said,
let me
Colin,
clarify on you guys. Let me clarify.
Citizens and
Let me clarify.
non-citizens.
Let me
If he's
clarify.
a citizen, the process is different. If he's a non-citizen, he has no rights in this country.
Then why don't they tell it to the courts?
Tattoos
They haven't.
Because he's not. If he's not a fucking citizen, he has no rights. He doesn't get to go to court.
Then why don't they say
Yeah.
that in court that this is the process
They
they're
do,
using?
though.
Give them
No,
time.
the only
Give
thing
them
they said.
time. Give them time.
We don't
No,
have
but-
to say it because it's understood as American citizens.
No, it's not. That's not how the court works, bro.
Yeah, if
Hold
you
on.
have those
Why are you
Again,
documents,
acting, why are you acting
Can I
like
speak
you're
real
above,
quick?
like you're smarter than the laws that we have
Can
on
I-
the books?
Can I speak real quick? Real quick. Everyone, can we just like let me finish what I'm saying before you guys like jump to conclusions? Like, I understand what you guys are saying. Hey, if you're not a U.S. citizen, get deported. And I'm like, okay, yeah, go for it. Honestly, if you believe that, I believe that you can believe that. But that's not what we are saying. The only thing that the ACLU is suing the Trump administration for is to understand the process of what they're using to round these people up. Again, they aren't asking if they're citizens or not. They just want to know. And the only thing the White House was responded with is that they looked at the tattoos and assumed that these tattoos.
No,
Yes,
you going in circles,
No, that
I'm
is
not-
Worst circle
bullshit.
jerk ever.
They did not determine they were not U.S. citizens by their tattoos.
It's
That
not
is
about
horse
citizens.
fucking shit, bro.
It's
a
about gang
horrible
affiliation.
It's about gang
is,
affiliation.
exactly.
It's-
That's not what the Alien Enemies
that
Act
does matter.
requires.
Show devotion
The
to the gang.
Alien Enemies Act does not say if you're in a gang, then we can deport you. It literally says
they
if
go to
you are
jail.
not
They go
a
to
citizen.
whatever.
If you are
They
not
don't
a
get deported.
citizen, we can
It's a
deport
citizen of that
you.
country, right? Of
What?
that country.
Jesus.
No.
Look, all I can say, because I won't be able to change your mind, I don't feel like anyone in here will change your mind, is if what you're saying is true, why don't Trump's attorneys or the White House's attorneys or the executive branch attorneys argue what you're saying in court and win?
Why don't you
Oh,
ask
I have a
them?
bigger one.
Yeah,
Why don't we
Yeah,
arrest
what-
people
dude,
with gang tattoos? Why don't we arrest Americans who have gang tattoos?
Yeah.
Because we should use this as like an equal standard, right? If
Hey,
we're
we
just
should.
determining gang affiliation.
Like, if
I mean, that's
Kelly.
I mean,
if the
again,
White
that's
House-
the argument.
if the
point is
executive
that
branch-
they're not citizens, they don't have the same. They're not.
If
same
the-
right.
if the executive branch was like, hey, this is the process we are using to determine if these people are gang members. One is we have plenty of evidence that supports, like, provides all this evidence that these people are gang members, they can happily deport them. But the only thing they have provided in the court case is that they had, quote, I will pull up the document again right here for you guys to see.
yeah, a
Look at my
rose and a
screen.
clock.
A rose, a clock, and a crown with his son's name on it. This is the evidence they said that they justified.
Submitted that.
This is what they submitted. So this is what that is why everyone is concerned. This is why they are being sued, because if that is the only basis of which they're using, I'm not saying that it is, because they could provide more evidence.
Oh, we
but it's
forgot
the
about
only
that
thing.
giant MS-13 on his back. My bad.
It doesn't say he has an MS-13
Doesn't say
tattoo.
that.
Yeah, it would have said that.
Right?
It
Again,
don't
you're making a
matter.
bullshit
Why do you
claim.
keep on bringing stuff up?
No,
that
He keeps
isn't
bringing a
there?
bullshit
No,
claim.
the lawyer wouldn't bring that up in the document. You're right.
Hey, how about
he
this?
isn't
Would you
using
want
it.
your
He's-
defense lawyer to
hold
work
on, this
against
is-
you? What the fuck are you asking for? Why would the defense lawyer ever work against your case?
Hold on. The statement
This is
right
dumb
here.
fucking
It's not a
point.
defense lawyer,
Tattoo.
it's the whole case.
What
The
a stupid
tattoo
fucking
is in point 8 where he says the tattoos subject has gang related tattoos, and it specifies in point 10 of what the tattue is. Like, if the only basis of their gang affiliation is a tattoo of, quote, a rose, a clock, and a crown with the son's name on it, is justification for them to classify them as part of a gang and send them to CCOT for life.
And you guys wonder
I
why
think
there's
that's
a
a very,
fucking problem
very
in this country.
low-hanging
You got
justification,
dummies like this,
and that they should
no due
provide some
process.
sort of like
I can't
other
believe what
evidence
I'm hearing.
to back up their justification.
Guilty before
I think
innocent.
that's agreeable by anybody.
I think they backed it up with the lack of citizenship.
So to be clear,
Oh.
is your stance? I'm just kind of listening. Is your stance that you don't agree with the deportations?
No, my stance is that these
So-
people have due process.
Yep.
So hold on. So you think due
Nah.
process
They have.
applies?
They have
To
been
be
processed.
clear, to be clear, you think due process applies to non-Americans?
It does.
Yes, the Constitution states that due process is to any person.
So what part?
Mm-mm.
What part of the Constitution
Fifth
says
Amendment.
non-Americans get these
I'll
rights?
read it to you right now. Right?
What does-
It says any person.
Well, hold on.
I'll read it to you.
Well,
I'll read it to
So
you.
hold on. So hold on. Who does the before you even get to the Fifth Amendment? Who is it for?
Doesn't matter. It's Fifth Amendment.
No. It does matter. When you read the Constitution,
I will.
starting at 1, or maybe the beginning, who's it for?
U.S. citizen.
No, it doesn't. It says
Who's
no
it for?
Maybe
person.
we should amend the
Who's it-
Constitution
who's
again
it
to be
for?
crystal
Who's it
clear.
for?
Any
for?
person within its jurisdiction.
Yep.
No. Start at the beginning of it.
The first one?
Oh, good point.
Well,
Thank
right.
you, my
well,
dude.
who is the Constitution for?
Thank you, Midnight.
And yeah, like it's anyone in America.
Yeah,
right? Like if that was the
anybody
case,
who's under
we
American
would-
jurisdiction.
Hold on, can I finish? Relax. If we
Oh,
would- if
so
it was
hold
right here-
on. So to be
Hold on,
clear,
if that was
it's
the
a-
case, we wouldn't
to be-
need Guantanamo
to
Bay.
be clear,
wouldn't
it
need, like,
says
this
we the
Salvador.
people in the jurisdiction.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
we
remember-
dude, the we the people thing is
No.
not in the Constitution, bro. That's the Declaration of Independence. It's doesn't even matter, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just
Okay,
That's not
hold
the
on,
law of
hold
the
on.
land.
We gotta pause. We gotta pause. We gotta pause.
we
We
were
gotta
just looking
pause.
at-
Is the Declaration of Independence the law of the land? Is the
Guys,
Declaration of
guys,
Independence
guys.
the law of the
the
land?
declaration we were reading.
Hold on, wait.
If it
Guys,
wasn't
I can-
the case, right?
Real
then
quick.
the government
hilarious.
wouldn't have needed Guantanamo
We the
Bay. Right? They
people
wouldn't
of
need
the
all these
United
overseas
States,
black
in
sites.
order to form a more perfect
Wait,
union.
hold on.
That is the declaration.
Hold on.
Can I-
We
That's
the
the
people.
Declaration. Yeah, that's the Declaration of
We the
Independence.
people of the United States.
That's the Declaration
in
of
That's the
order to
Declaration
form
of
a more
Independence.
perfect
Not the
union
That's not
to
the law.
Establish
Guys.
justice, ensure domestic
Cool.
tranquility,
Hey, Fenar.
provide
Fenar.
for the common defense,
Fenar.
promote the general
Sure.
welfare,
Mhm.
and
Fenar.
secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and
Cool.
our
Midnight.
prosperity.
Yes.
That
Hold
doesn't
on,
mean
guys.
the laws
Midnight,
apply to
that's-
them.
Is that the law of the
That
land?
is, that is the
Or-
Declaration of
and
Independence,
establish
not the
this
Constitution. Those are
Constitution
two
Yes.
separate
for the
documents.
United States of America.
Mhm.
No, that
Hold on,
declared
Midnight.
independence from British.
Exactly.
Midnight.
That's what
Hold
the
on.
Declaration of
I-
Independence was
Midnight.
for. The Constitution was created after the
I'm
Articles
just
of
going to post this
Confederation.
here in the side
The
chat for people
Articles
who
of
don't know what
Confederation
America is
failed
founded upon
the
or
No,
what
that has
Bill
not-
of
Americans
Rights,
Midnight.
Sure.
which come
Okay.
from
Midnight.
the Constitution, were after that.
Midnight. Real quick. I just want to
I'll
talk to you.
just
Like,
post this here.
I'm going to ask you two questions. One is, well, first, I'm going to tell you that you read the Declaration of Independence. That's number one. And number two is, who interprets the Constitution?
Now you're
the
going to say
Supreme
the
Court.
Supreme Court, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has ruled that any persons, not just United States citizens, are entitled to due process. So are you disagreeing with our government structure in the U.S.?
No, but I'm saying he's invoked.
Well, I'm asking
a-
Midnight. I
he's
already know your
invoked an
opinion.
act.
Okay, but it doesn't supersede the Constitution. So I'm just asking Midnight
Well,
here.
apparently it
Is
does because it's
okay,
been
well, it
done
doesn't,
multiple
but-
times. It's been
Okay,
done
well,
multiple times, and the Supreme Court hasn't shut it down, and neither
Mm.
has Congress.
that's because there hasn't been a lawsuit brought against it, which there is right now. But
Well,
anyways,
that-
yeah, because how things get challenged and how the Supreme Court decides this is through court cases and stuff showing up on their docket. But again, I asked Midnight
So
is
here's
like,
an image. Here's an image of
oh
the
my god,
Constitution.
you don't
Here-
answer my
Here's
question.
an image of the Constitution.
Uh-huh. That's not the Constitution,
All right,
bro.
what's
That's
that
the
say?
fuck.
What-
That's a declaration.
What's that say, bro? What's that say, bro?
What does it say? You can't read it. Nobody can read
We the
that.
people. We the people.
We can read the first three words, that's for sure. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's the Declaration of Independence, most likely, bro. Good job.
He sent two links, though,
what's
so-
the First Amendment? That's where the law starts. And you guys know when the Declaration of Independence
Oh,
was
hold
made,
on, no,
we were
it
still
could-
under the Continental Congress or the whatever. We weren't even under the Constitution. Constitution
it
came way
doesn't
later.
matter. It doesn't
Is
matter.
the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm. And that's not
Dude,
the law.
hold on.
dude. We
It
don't
doesn't
care.
matter what any of these things say. The only thing that matters is how.
Tangent. Nobody fucking cares. Get
The
back
only
to
thing that matters is how it's interpreted by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has ruled that any persons in the U.S. have due process. It doesn't matter if you're a U.S. citizen or not. That's why Guantanamo
The
Bay
thing
was
is, we don't have
Somebody's
to listen to the
petition-
Supreme Court.
Oh
Yes,
my
you do.
God!
Well,
Then you don't
we
believe
make
in the U.S.
decisions and we
government.
reference them.
How do you
Also,
think this country
cleaning up
started?
cleaning up the timeline, because this was almost said and this is incorrect, but I know what they were saying. The Declaration of Independence was 1776. The Articles of Confederation, which is what you're referring to, that was in 1777. So at the time of the writing of the Declaration of Independence, we were not under the Articles of Confederation. Just to clean up the
Yep,
timeline,
you're right.
because someone almost
Okay.
said that, and that's just not true.
Yep, you're right.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the chat doesn't know what the preamble is.
I'm shocked that you don't respect the court's decision.
I mean, it's just the
I
fact that
don't
like
think
we know
you
what the Constitution.
understand. I don't
This
think
is what you guys don't get.
went over
Like
this
the
earlier,
Constitution, who
Mm-hmm.
it's for, it's in the preamble. Okay, before you even get to all of the amendments
Who
and
cares
understand
about-
how the laws are supposed to work,
What- but what-
or how
hold
to,
on,
who
or,
real
cares?
quick.
who's,
What's the
or
law?
I
who's
didn't know
going
that
to
you're-
interpret it, or who's going to
I didn't-
interpret it, right?
I didn't know.
America did not found or create a constitution for illegal immigrants. Like it's just not
Wait,
a
the
all I can say-
preamble
dumb.
doesn't say
Go.
anything about the point. The
Midnight,
preamble just
midnight.
says that we establish the justice. It doesn't say that certain
first-
people are entitled to the
The
process.
preamble, the first famous
Midnight.
52 words of the Constitution. We, the
Midnight.
people of the United States,
Midnight.
in order to form a more
You
perfect
didn't listen to a
union,
word I said.
establish justice,
Midnight,
ensure
real
domestic
quick.
tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare,
Midnight, real quick.
and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do
Yo,
ordain
Midnight,
and
real
establish
quick.
this Constitution for the United States of America. It's for us.
Midnight.
Not citizens.
Midnight,
Not
real
ours.
quick.
It says ours. It says ours.
Hold on.
It's for American
Midnight.
citizens.
Midnight, real quick. I just want to tell you that your opinion doesn't trump the Supreme Court's interpretation of the Constitution.
Well,
As
I
it
mean,
adds up.
that would be like saying
Hold
that would
on,
be
hold
like
up.
saying that would be
Like,
That's so
Court
funny.
is not
no,
the
no,
Hey, well,
it would
no,
be
you better
like-
keep
All
paying taxes
these, all
to
these
the
it would
judges
be
church.
got it
like
wrong. He got it
saying-
right.
That's the law, buddy.
It would be like saying that you agree with every judge's ruling.
I don't, but we still have to respect it.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I mean,
It's
that's
the
just
law
it,
of the
though.
land,
Well,
right?
well,
Yes,
that's
we
just it.
do.
Court.
Then you just
Dude,
you agree with
this-
every judge's
the
ruling,
United
right?
States
I
started
never
as a
said I agree with
country
every
by
judge's
not-
ruling, but we
okay,
still have to
then
respect it and
follow
hold
it.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
shut
and
up.
we went over the power of the fucking court earlier,
care.
and what the fucking the only remedy for getting rid of the things you don't like that the court can try to injunct and all that shit is impeachment.
No, it's not the only option. I already told you this. Is like there's one that the cabinet and vice president can remove the president, and no.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not
That's
arguing
literally
if
the
like
whole point. That is literally the whole
So-
point.
so-
There's no
the whole
process.
argument.
So what if the court comes back and the court says what Trump's done is illegal?
Because there
Yeah,
seems
that's-
to be a huge issue.
Yes.
Yes,
that's like
that
one of
is
the
like
reasons.
again,
that
that's
is
where
what the
due
ACLU
process
is
comes
suing
in.
about.
Required.
Hey,
It
I can
takes
prove you
more
wrong in
than
2
running
seconds.
your
I
numbers
can prove you wrong
or
in 2
fingerprints.
Do you
Running
know-
your numbers or
you
fingerprints
know how the
through a
Constitution-
database and figuring out who you are.
Do you know how the Constitution doesn't apply to illegals? And I can show this to you like in one fell swoop.
No, you
Okay, well, the Supreme Court disagrees with you because it still says
Well,
any person.
okay, well, what about blacks?
What about it?
What about them? They're
Okay,
Americans.
so are you gonna reference like
What
court
about
cases
blacks?
back? Hold on, are you gonna reference court
No,
cases
what about black
back?
people? Did black people in
I'm
America
ask-
have the same
let me
rights as
finish.
the whites?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Hey, did the blacks have the same rights as the whites?
I'm answering your
No.
question.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
no.
Oh no, they didn't, right? And guess
Hold
what?
on.
They were excluded.
Will you-
by
Hell
Congress,
no.
right?
That's a good point.
Will you let me
That's a good
speak?
point.
Will you let me speak?
Because it was for fucking white Americans.
But
it
it's
wasn't
still
for anybody
wrong, right?
else.
Midnight.
You're
So that's what you want.
wrong.
That's all you cater to, right? So you only care about white Americans, right? Is that your whole point?
Hold
No,
on.
I don't give a fuck about white Americans, but it's the point that it was for just
Midnight.
American
Leftist.
citizens.
Midnight.
It wasn't for
Midnight.
everybody. It wasn't for everybody. It was never meant
Midnight.
for everybody.
So
fool.
people were racist
Midnight,
back in the
midnight.
1800s,
Real
and you want to be, and you think you're going to equate that to now?
Oh,
Hold
look
on,
at
real quick,
this.
Midnight.
A
Wait, are
simple-
you
a
American?
simple search, bro? Why? I knew what you kept saying about deputizing in judges was bullshit. Why the fuck you keep saying that? That's not even a thing.
No,
It would
judges
be
can't
like-
deputize people.
The
No.
fact that there was even
No.
slavery, the fact that people's
No.
vote didn't count as much as a normal
No.
person, the fact that
The
these
judge
people
does not have
rooted
the
through the
direct authority to
Constitution
deputize
tells you
anyone
that it wasn't
or
for
arrest
everybody.
anyone.
No, yes, judges can
Within the
deputize
judicial
people.
branch or anywhere.
But what
Power
happened?
Yes, they can deputize
deputization-
people.
It. What?
Now, with that being said, it doesn't
Where
mean
is
that the
it?
Typically
Constitution.
reserved for
Oh,
executive
stop,
branch
stop
officials,
arguing,
like
please.
sheriffs or the U.S. Marshal Service. Like you're just fucking
No, it's
blowing
not.
smoke, bro. Seriously?
No, where does it say they can't deputize people?
Where does it say it does?
What?
The government can make deputies.
No,
Dude, yeah,
no.
what?
Yeah, they
He is
can.
talking. Yes.
Oh.
Wait. He
All
is talking specifically about judges can deputize people to arrest the people in the executive branch.
No, not arrest. Hold them in
Abso-fucking-lutely
contempt.
not.
Hold them in
And what the
contempt.
fuck is the remedy for that? They can hold them in contempt all they want if nobody in the executive branch, which is the enforcement arm of the law, can enforce it because they don't want to.
Oh, that's true,
because they're
though.
doing.
That's true, though. I see what he's saying. What he's saying, it does make sense.
So
It's
the
like,
only
who's
fucking
washing the
remedy
washer?
for the executive branch in the federal government is impeachment, and that
No,
requires
judges
his
can
own
deputize
people.
people and hold them in contempt.
Because hold
It
on.
requires his own
it's not in
people,
the
the people
executive,
we
right?
elected.
The U.S. Marshals.
to
in the
stop
executive
him.
branch, right?
What-
He's the
what he's
president
saying
doing
does
something
make
wrong.
sense.
They're not going to fucking listen to him. It's not a dictatorship.
Okay,
Right.
I just read it. So
They can
a
impeach him if he goes over the fucking line.
a judge can ask a U.S. Marshal Service to deputize somebody. So
Right.
like they can
Which who is-
indirectly. I'm not saying they can, but like
right.
directly,
so
but they
who is
can.
the
Yeah,
Marshal Service? So who's the Marshal Service under?
yeah.
The executive branch.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, so isn't the whole legal basis for like from the Trump administration using just the Alien Enemies Act, which literally does not require due process?
hold on, I'm just
Forget the
confused because
constitutional
It
argument.
requires them to go give me your information. Oh, you don't have any information? You're not a US citizen? Okay. It's the same as give me your
About the
license.
game
Oh, you don't
thing.
have a license? Okay, I'm writing a ticket or
But-
taking you to jail for driving on a suspended.
Like, how
Like
it's
seriously,
the
dude.
same, right? Like,
the
if you're
only-
at the gas station,
You
don't
act
have
like
your
it takes a
fucking
court to
license,
determine
and
this.
they take you away. That's what you want to happen.
Exactly.
Right,
Well,
they're
so
not going to take you
specifically-
away if you're a documented citizen, dude.
Well,
that's
specifically
not
the
the
Alien
original
Enemies
point.
Act. The
Maybe
Alien
20
Enemies
million
Act.
people shouldn't have came over the fucking border.
The Alien Enemies Act allows nationals
Yeah, no
right,
one is
of a
arguing
country
that. No one's
that is
arguing
deemed an enemy of the U.S.
Everyone
Well,
agrees that's what it does.
Hold on,
Right.
Dan's saying something.
so the Alien Enemies Act allows nationals of a country deemed an enemy of the U.S. to be detained and deported without due process of law, regardless of immigration status.
Oh,
So-
so it only
So it applies to foreign nationals, right?
so it only
Regar-
needs
regardless of
them to be
immigration.
designated an enemy.
No, and non-U.S. citizens. It applies to both.
Yeah, they only just need to be
Well,
designated
well,
as an enemy,
Specifically nationals
enemy of the
foreign-
U.S.
that is deemed an enemy. Yeah.
Ooh, that's even better. That means he don't gotta have citizenship or be a gang member. You can just call him an enemy.
Yeah, so that's what you want to
Well-
live in a
well,
world like that.
I mean-
Like, do you hear yourself fucking talk? You want to live in a world where somebody says you're an enemy, and now they can kick you out and throw you into the worst prison in the world. Because the thing is,
Dude, our world
I
already
vote-
sucks.
If I
Relax,
vote,
relax.
if I
Ours, like
vote for that
American
president, his
citizen.
will aligns with mine. His
no,
enemy
that's
is
not how
my
it works,
enemy.
bro. We live in a nation of law.
If I
Sorry,
voted for him,
sorry, bro.
Fuck are you
If I voted for him,
right
These
his
now?
these
enemy
people
is
are
my
fucking
enemy. He
retarded,
represents me.
anti-American piece. Why don't you go live in Russia, where the fuck that's where you want to live, bro? Just admit it. You want to go live in
Okay.
Russia. You want to go live in Russia where people can fucking just throw you in jail for no reason. Putin
So to
says
be
you're a
fair,
criminal, right?
To be fair though, if you are an illegal immigrant and you have committed a crime and you've been identified
Yeah,
as a
we
gang
say
member,
that. But
but
No,
listen,
there's a
but listen,
crime.
But listen, if they've committed crimes, if they've been identified as a gang member, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
No,
we don't
that's-
care
that's
either. But
just-
it's
that's
that
the-
it's
We're
the
worried-
process.
We're worried
This guy
about
cares.
a non.
That
we're
guy-
worried about
that
a
guy cares.
non-citizen.
It's about
We're
Yeah,
worried
that guy
about
really
injustice.
that guy cares way too much.
It's
We're
about
worried
the
about a
process.
non.
How do you know that they're fucking?
He's gonna
not
care-
crime?
It's about the
I'm not. I'm
Well, if
not
he does
worried
have
about
if he
it.
does
Hey,
have an
hey.
MS-13
Yeah,
tattoo,
you're not worried. Hold
or
on,
he's
you're
got a
not
tattoo
worried because
that
the
says
guy you
that's
like
no.
is the president, right? So when the
No,
Democrat gets
no,
elected president next time,
I'm not
he
worried
supports your
because
ass,
they
and
are
we can't
vetting
check,
whether
right,
they are
because there's
Right.
citizens or not.
They don't think about their actions.
I'm not worried because they're vetting.
Right,
if
you
they're
guys are worried,
citizens or not.
but they've done this. They've already done this.
I'll get super
They've already
worried
done
if
this
they
here in
start
America.
branding American citizens as terrorists.
They did
and
it.
invoke
They
the
did it to
Patriot
the
Act to
president.
deport people.
They
That's
did it
going
to
be
Donald
super fun.
Trump. They weaponized law against Donald
No, they
Trump
didn't,
as
bro.
is. Like you
No,
watch
they
that.
didn't.
Yes,
No,
they
they
did.
Yes, they did.
Dog,
Yes, they
if
did.
they'd have weapon,
Yes, they
dude,
did.
if they'd have weaponized
Bonehead,
it,
if you-
dog, if they'd have weaponized it,
You're
why
a
did
bonehead.
no? If
You're a
they're
bonehead.
why don't you listen?
Lawfare.
Why if they're weaponizing? Why did it take them 2+ years to start even
You're
working
a
on cases?
bonehead if you don't think they weaponized
No,
the law
no.
against Donald
Why did it take them
Trump.
2?
You're a
Why did it take them 2
bonehead.
years? Why did you
You're
answer my
a
question?
J6 committee.
Why did it
Nothing more-
take
there's
2
nothing to answer.
years? Why did it take 2
You're
years?
not even in reality.
Why did it take
You're
2
not
years?
even in reality.
Cause
You're not even in reality.
Oh my God!
You're not even in
Are
reality.
Hold on,
fighting.
You're not
Oh
even.
my
You're not even
God.
answering the simple question. Why does it
And
take
we
2
have
years?
Well,
due
good, I
process,
won't.
right?
You're
I know
not
because
even
you
in reality if
because you don't even know how to answer. I know.
Hey,
Of
look,
course.
it took 2
You're a
years.
fucking thing, right?
It took
It
2
took
years,
2
right?
years.
For a
You're a
crooked
bonehead.
ass.
It's nice to have due process.
Yo,
It took 2
Yo,
years
I
because
just-
Donald Trump is a righteous man, and they
I
had
bet.
Trump up some charges.
I
Bought
bet.
them. That's why.
No, the whole point. No, you guys are saying it's corrupt, and it
They
was
had
already
Trump-
it was
They
already
got him a
deemed.
felony.
If it was
They
already
got him a
deemed,
felony.
no.
charges.
Why did it take
They
him 2
tried to
years?
shoot him.
Why did
Tried
they
to
take
shoot
you?
him.
Who's they?
He didn't go to jail.
Wasn't
He
it?
didn't
Wasn't it
go
a
to
white?
jail.
Wasn't it a
They
former?
tried to shoot him.
The guy that shot him wasn't he a former Republican and a white guy?
They tried
Oh,
to shoot him.
who's they?
They tried to shoot him.
Who's they?
Two different things.
BlackRock.
No, okay,
Liz Cheney.
BlackRock. I bet.
Oh my fucking! Here we go now.
Dumb shit.
It's just like
That
3
kid
or
was
4
not a
retards
former
fighting.
Republican. He most likely registered to
no.
vote. So
Oh
that
yeah,
he
how
could
do you
do
know
the
this? Again,
midterm-
But we still know nothing about him.
Yeah.
Who
so
cares?
he could do the midterm
We still know nothing
election
about him.
thing.
I know. So
Yeah.
so he
Look, my
could,
question-
So he could
We
fuck
know
up.
We still know nothing about him.
which is
Nobody knows
impressive
why he had
at
foreign
all.
bank accounts.
Nobody else
Nobody knows
can.
why he had encrypted
No,
cell
my
phone.
question.
Nobody knows
My
any of
question.
that.
My question. My only question to all the people at the screen, because I'm about to leave,
Yeah, what's up?
is what is your guys' problem with due process for people?
It's they did.
Only
do-
for
Only American
Americans.
citizens deserve it.
Only Americans.
that's not what the law says.
They-
but
Yeah, okay,
They
you guys can think
determined
that,
if
but
they
like
were
end of the day,
citizens or not.
We're-
They
no.
determined that was the
That's all.
Yep,
process.
it does. It do say
Every
that.
person
No,
that
it
you're
doesn't.
talking about will have due process
Yeah,
in their
do.
own respective
No.
country.
Do you know how that's not true?
no.
Your view's all fucked up because we had slavery in the Constitution.
Doesn't matter. Did
Okay,
they change
no.
it? Who changed it?
so
Who changed it?
Oh, so where was it changed that says
no,
illegals can
just
have rights?
answer, dude,
No.
just
Would you
Where was it
Stop
changed that it said
here.
illegals can have
Because
rights?
the Fifth Amendment
Stop
says no
fucking
person,
arguing.
bro.
Jesus.
Oh,
There's
no
a
person.
person.
You don't think you don't have context, right?
Why doesn't it say no citizen shall be? Why does it say no person? Why does it not say no
It is
citizen?
it is people under.
Well,
the
I mean, you're reading the
jurisdiction,
Constitution of the United States.
Oh,
It
I'm
says
sorry.
we
I'm
the
I'm
people
sorry. I
in the
forgot.
beginning.
I'm reading the
You should-
actual
you
law.
should be able to
I'm not
read.
reading
If you're not
fucking a
literate-
retard online telling me what the
if you're
fuck it
not-
says.
If you're not literate,
my bad.
if you're not literate, that's your
I am.
problem.
It says no person shall be held to answer for a
It says
capital or
we the
otherwise.
people.
No.
It says
Wait,
we the people
Mhm.
at the beginning.
And who's we the people?
America,
Uh-huh.
Let me ask
citizens,
you-
And
citizens
ask-
of the United
and
States.
and illegal.
It's not,
Can I ask
it's not
him
for the
something?
world.
Oh,
It's not a
okay.
constitution for the whole planet,
I
dumb
ask him something?
motherfucker.
Oh.
Can I
No.
ask him something?
It's a constitution for the 50 states, not for the whole fucking planet.
Sure.
Yeah, why would they? Why,
Where are
why
these
would they write something under the pretense for non-Americans if they're making
No
it
nation
for-
would do that. Common sense.
Because
Yeah,
they knew
they're
that people were
making it for
coming here from other
Because we the
countries.
people.
Who was vetting the first people?
they didn't,
No.
because when they
Who
wrote
was
it, they had black
who
slaves.
who
They had black slaves
was the
when they
people
wrote it. They had
vetting?
a bunch of
Who was
black
vetting
people
the
who
original people coming over? Who was vetting those people?
Hey, those black slaves, did they get the we the
in
people? Did they get
1780?
the we the people
In 1780, where was Ellis Island?
Hey,
Who was
hey,
Ellis
did those
Island in
black slaves
1780?
get the we the people part?
No,
Hey, no, they didn't, right?
no.
So who did it apply to?
Do they have it now?
Who did
Do they have it
apply
now?
to?
Do they have it now? Do they have it now?
No, that's not my
Do
question.
they have it now?
Who
Do
did
they
it
have it
apply
now?
to? Who did it apply to?
I don't give a fuck who
the
applied
two
to.
dumbest people.
Who did it apply to?
Doesn't even matter. You're making
Who
no
did it
point.
apply to? Huh? Who did it apply to?
I don't
Americans.
know. Whoever you want to
Yeah,
say.
exactly. Americans. People recognized as
Uh-huh.
Americans. Correct.
Uh-huh.
All right, can you guys stop talking?
Good
Thanks.
job. Good
Snow. Snow.
Yeah, what's
So
up?
I see where you're coming from. I think realistically the argument is not even like what's my personal belief on it. It's just if we're talking specifically about this case, right? I mean, the actual Department of Justice, like their legal basis for it, valid or not, which as far as I'm aware hasn't been determined yet, is that the Alien Enemies Act allows removal without due process, right?
Yeah, but they're not suing over if they can remove them or not. They're suing over the process in which they're concluding that these people are gang members or that
don't
they should
need
be
one.
rounded up and sent to CCOT. And
don't need a
the
process.
basis in which they made that decision was the tattoos that these individuals had, and that was the only basis that
Not
was provided by the
only
executive.
factor, the tattoos, I'm sure they have
That is the only
more.
evidence.
Well, dude,
That's the only evidence.
that is the only evidence. There might be more evidence, but it has yet to be
You're
provided by
telling
the
the ICE, no,
Oh
those
my God!
agents
Let me speak. Let me
have only
finish.
one criteria.
Holy-
They have tattoos. They
The
have
only
tattoos
evidence
because they don't have
the only
tattoos everywhere.
evidence that has been provided by the executive branch has
Well,
been.
let's give them time.
Dude,
Let's
stop,
give them
stop.
time
Let
because
me-
I'm sure a lot of the
I
things
don't,
they
that's
cannot
what
say
that's what
publicly.
this court case is about. This is look at my screen. I'll stream it for you guys. This is why they want to ask these questions. You look at my stream. They literally summoned all these people to ask the very questions that we're asking.
Hey, you
Just
part
give
of the
them time to respond. Give them time to respond.
On the train, like, bro, you need to take like 3 or 4 inches back from your mic. Like you are peaking heavily. Like nobody can understand you.
So, according to the article and the law that's been cited, the last paragraph reads, "Yet the Supreme Court has also suggested that the extent of due process protection may vary depending upon the alien status and circumstance. In various opinions, the court has suggested that at least some of the constitutional protections to which an alien is entitled may turn upon whether the alien has been admitted into the United States or developed substantial ties to this country. Thus, while the court has recognized that due process considerations may constrain the federal government's exercise of its immigration power, there is some uncertainty regarding the extent to which these constraints apply with regard to aliens within the United States. So basically what they're saying is they don't know, and it depends. So if they've committed crimes, if they're whatever, then get them out. Who cares? It doesn't even matter. There's no official ruling.
Yeah, but the problem is that they haven't committed crimes. The basis in which they're using to round these people up is the tattoos.
But it
They
already
are-
reads.
Oh
it
my
may
god!
vary.
Yes, so that is what this case is about. Is that they want to know if there's other justification that they use to get rid of these people.
I
We're not-
honestly doubt it.
All right, I gotta go. So
his
I hope you guys have a good day. Good luck
I
in
love
the
you,
debate.
man. I'll kiss you.
You know they also check their background records in their native countries.
Well, the one that
that's
he's
part of the
pointing-
How do you know this?
the
You
one
keep
that
saying
he's
stuff you
pointing
don't
out-
know.
A key
The
part
one
of that.
he's pointing out, the guy doesn't have a criminal record.
But a
That
key
court case
part
that he had pulled
In
up.
this
a
country,
key,
or
a
his
key
native
part is
country?
number 7 though.
I
A
think
key
it
part
is.
is not. But even then, with that Supreme Court ruling, it's number 7. In various opinions, the court has suggested that at least some of the constitutional protections to which an alien is entitled may turn upon whether the alien has been admitted into the United States or developed substantial ties to this country. If they're illegal, get them the fuck out.
They haven't been admitted.
Get them the
There
fuck
is-
out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And who vets this process?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Dank, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Dank, listen to me, bro. I'm trying to drop knowledge on you,
It's not
motherfucker.
No,
I'm trying to drop fucking knowledge on
you're
you,
trying,
dog.
you're trying to ask for a dictatorship
Get
where
that
one guy
fucking
can tell you
brain.
whatever.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
not. I'm not
It's
asking
one
for that.
guy.
But when
Yeah,
it comes
you
to
are, bro.
illegals, we're not as vulnerable as we
No,
act.
but the thing
We're
is,
not.
you don't even know. Like, without due process, how do you
People
know
just
these
wanna be
things?
the bad guy.
How do you? How
They
do you?
just don't want to be the bad guy.
How do you
Dank.
know
That's
these
the
things
problem.
without
They
due
wanna
process?
Feel good.
How do you know
They
these
just
things?
want to feel good.
Without
They
due
just wanna
process.
feel good.
Without due process,
Dank,
how do you
they
know?
wanna make where you live a
Bro,
sanctuary
it's the same
city.
due process that happens on the side of the road when you get a fucking ticket, bro.
Guess what happens? You can fight. Can you fight that in court?
They lie.
Can you
And
fight?
illegals
Can
lie
you?
about who they
Can you
are, and
fight?
they
Can you
drive
fight a
commercial
ticket in court?
vehicles, and they
Can
drive, and they
Can you
crash
fight a
your
ticket in
family, and
court?
they show up in court,
Can
act
you?
atheist,
Can
you
you
have no
fight
idea
a
who they
ticket?
are.
Yes, you can. You can fight
Bro,
anything
do
in
you
court, bro.
realize- do
You can fight a ticket in court.
Dank, I'm
do
gonna
you
dri-
real-
he-
you
he
realize
needs
that they
knowledge.
take you to jail right there on the spot if they
If they
find
can't
your
ID you.
license is suspended.
If they can't ID you, they can
Yeah,
take
if,
you.
Right.
if they
Or you
can't
don't have
ID
a
you, they will
license.
hold you and
But-
they'll take your fingerprints.
that-
They'll run
Right.
background checks
that
until they
depends.
So
find your
like,
identity.
so like, what the
But
fuck,
in
dude?
sanctuary
And
cities,
no,
they
you're
won't do
literally
that.
gonna
For
get a
two-
criminal charge.
for what,
in
72
most
hours? And that's
states.
'cause the
Hey,
Patriot Act,
Tree,
man.
hey,
For
Tree
driving
Fitty.
without a license.
Tree Fitty. In sanctuary cities, they will just take the information, they will write it down on the ticket, and they will operate on good faith that that illegal immigrant is who they said they were, and they will hope that they show up to the court date.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
complete and utter
Okay,
bullshit.
that's how that works in
But here's
sanctuary
the
cities,
thing,
and I'm
right?
telling you that for a fact.
As
Now, if
easy
they've
as
committed
it
a
is
criminal
for-
offense, they will
Bro,
get booked in, they will get
But
ID.
this isn't my point.
And that's how
My
that will
point
work.
is that how easy is it to ID somebody on the side of the road?
You can't illegals.
And again, you're advocating for a
Yes,
world now
but-
where if you don't have
but
your
here's
wallet on
my
you or something
point.
silly, and they try to ID you and you
No.
can't, now they can just throw you in jail and fucking bag and tag you. Yeah, that's literally
Well,
what you're
nobody
advocating for.
said that. Nobody said that though.
Because you're saying
No.
it, how easy.
Or
No.
die.
Bro, can you not prove your citizenship? If you're
Sure.
an actual
Comply or
citizen
die.
here, can you prove your? Okay,
Sure.
then what the fuck is the problem?
I think the problem that you have is like I don't want to live in a world where, particularly, let's say a city. I don't want to live in a city where there's illegal immigrants who can drive into people's cars and crash them, which you don't get arrested for anyway.
And then there's no
right?
recourse.
I don't want to see
Yeah.
them commit
Law
misdemeanor
and
one.
What are you gonna
I don't want to
sue
see
an
them commit
illegal?
misdemeanor one.
I don't
or
want to live.
felony
I don't want to
one.
live in a
friend of
world where
mine.
innocent people go to jail. I'd rather live in a world where guilty people randomly get out of jail instead of having innocent people go to jail for no
Well,
reason.
right, but I don't want people.
That's
I
a
don't
big
want people
difference.
to
No, that's a
do
big difference between us, right?
taxes,
Night,
not the
I have a solution
ID,
for you. I
right?
have a
And then
solution
they
for
get
you.
away scot free, and then they're not paying taxes, and they own commercial vehicles that they don't
I
really
know.
own.
They're
and
not
they're
paying
able to
tax.
drive.
In 2022, they paid
They're living-
$97 billion
they're living-
in taxes, but okay.
They're living on loopholes, right?
I don't want to live in a world.
That's
with
cool
no
if you want
borders.
that. If you want that where you live, you can have that. Sure, why not? I suggest that you go to another country and be an
Yeah,
illegal
well,
yourself.
no,
I
we
want
got
borders
states'
where I
rights. You can go to
live.
You should just
California.
go be an
and,
illegal somewhere else. It sounds pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
You could blind yourself.
And I
And
especially
again,
Visibly
you guys aren't even
with eyeballs
talking.
out.
You still keep
That's
going around the
fine.
fact that it's called
But-
due
but
process.
dang.
You're not going to. You're
Yeah.
not for it. So.
well, but dang, we've already been over that, and if you don't agree, you don't agree. I mean, the
because you
facts
don't.
are
You have no
in the
evidence.
Constitution
You have no no evidence.
The facts are in the Constitution.
You have no
itself.
evidence.
I don't care.
You have no evidence.
The
You
I
literally
read
have
the
zero.
Constitution. I read
did
the
I not
You
explain
have not read
it?
anything,
Did
bro.
I not explain it well? What don't you
but
wait,
specifically-
Dank, what don't you understand about what I said? It is
About
very
what?
easy to determine somebody's citizenship.
No, that's fine. Then
That
why
doesn't
didn't the
take a
government?
court
No, the
case.
U.S. can't. You never answer. Then why didn't the government supply that evidence? It was so easy. There you
Where
go.
are they
The,
not
the
supplying
silence
it?
proves my point because exactly,
where
if
are
they
they
had the
not
evidence, they'd have supplied it,
supplying it?
right? Of course, that's the whole point.
I think the evidence would be the people.
No,
crying
no,
out,
no,
"I'm
no,
an
no, no,
American
no,
citizen."
no, no,
There's
no,
nobody
no.
doing that.
That's not how anything works, bro. Not in America. That's not how it works. It's not. Well, anybody gets no. It's evidence. You need to have something in court or some kind of evidence, right? Some kind of. The government
Yeah.
is supposed to supply us with the evidence that shows exactly how they're getting these people or doing anything that they do, and they don't. And you're following them blindly.
Are they illegals? Are they illegals?
How do
Are
you?
they- are
I mean,
they
even
not citizens
the thing
of
is, at this point,
country?
you don't even fucking know because there's no actual evidence. That's the thing. You don't.
But-
you
but
don't even know.
specifically, I think you need to argue. I think you need to argue from the not conservative perspective too, because like I can give you all of the criminal reasons for why I don't like illegals or all of the risks that come and economics that come from it. But I think if you care about people, you yourself would just be against illegal immigration because that population is subject more to human trafficking. They're exploited at work. They don't.
Or
have
you
the
just
legal
make them legal and let them pay
protection.
taxes, right?
They
The ones
don't-
that are not
they don't
criminals,
have the
right?
legal- They don't want it. They don't want that.
Yeah.
They don't
Hell
want that.
no.
They do
They don't
want
want
that.
that.
They do want
They
that.
What is
don't
this
want
debate
that.
about?
They do.
You do
They
not
don't want
reward,
that.
even if
They
they
don't
do
want
want
that.
it. Even if they do want it, you don't reward them with that. Fuck
Oh,
that.
that's what
Yeah.
Ronald
But this
Reagan
is
did,
what
and
I'm
it worked
saying
then
is
too, right?
The only reason why those people are admitted is because they want a slave caste here. They want people they don't have to pay insurance to.
Exactly,
They want people they want to
exactly.
pay $3 to.
Yep.
That's why they're here.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's
And
another
that's why
slave
they moved
caste.
here, right?
You should
Come
be against
pick my strawberries.
Well, that's
for
not why
fucking-
they moved there, but that's why
Come
they
pick my fucking
They got
strawberries for
exploited.
$10
They
an
had a
hour.
plight, They had a genuine reason to leave where they were at, and now we're going to exploit them with that cheap labor and no consequence ownership of them, right? And then if they're doing something we don't like, they're disposable. We can tell the cops. We
I would
can
say they're
fire
criminals,
them.
like actually
They
criminals.
don't
yeah.
need. They don't need insurance. Like they don't get.
Oh,
any
so
of the
China?
benefits. Well, I mean that's what we're doing. That's what we're using these people.
So China.
For. So I'm not going to
okay.
act like when we bring in illegals, we're just bringing them in for like these humane like great reasons. No, they're an exploited people.
Yep. And if
They
your
pretend they're
argument
not
is,
allowed.
and if your argument is, oh, we won't have anybody to pick the cotton.
No,
then
my
you're
argument would
fucking
be
racist.
they agreed to it, right? Is it two consenting adults making an agreement? Oh my bad.
No.
It is. Oh yes, it is. Actually,
These
But-
people, hold on. Some of these
you're
people.
not advocating for exploiting people. It's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
no.
No,
Some
I
of these
just
people
told you
come
they
from
agreed.
countries.
They agreed.
No, they
Some of these people
They
come
didn't
from
agree,
countries
so they didn't.
where
They didn't go to the farmer and go, "I
Yo,
will
Dane,
work for
she's
10 bucks
trying
an
to
hour,
talk.
whatever the fuck the number is." What do you mean they didn't
Bro,
agree?
some of them can't even speak English, bro. Like how they.
Yeah, they did not agree.
some of
Yeah.
these people come from countries
A lot of
where
them.
having 4 generations, 13 plus people in a single room, which should like in America, let's say fit maybe one person, and there's 13 people. That's their culture. Or that's
So-
because they're poor as
So
fuck.
peep this. I know a little bit about this, right?
Just because they're
there'll
treated
be
like
one-
that and they live like that in their countries doesn't mean they should be treated like that in our countries.
There'll be
Does-
one,
do
like,
you understand?
one boss man. There'll be like one boss man of a whole crew of dudes, right? That speaks English, and he will collect the money and pay the other dudes. He'll get like $15 an hour for them,
Uh-huh.
and
Yup.
you know,
Only give them
pay
3.
them 10, and
And that's wrong.
Oh, you're.
and they don't speak a goddamn.
So
lick
are
of
you
English.
against the banks? 'Cause that's what banks do. Lend out money and they get more back, right? What's the point?
No, I'm against.
Fuck
these,
the banks,
These
bro.
people
I
are
hate
being
the banks.
exploited.
Like, you're acting like these
Like,
things.
they're
I don't
getting-
think anyone likes
they're
the
getting-
interest. I don't.
They're
I
getting
don't
get
paid
that.
think anyone
15
likes
bucks
the
an
interest.
hour for a job that should be 30. You know, bullshit.
Yeah, these
I just
people are
think-
being exploited, and it's wrong.
I think
Yeah.
Dank just needs to accept the fact that
No.
when the Constitution was made and
No,
we had
I don't
the
care
people
about
in
that,
mind,
bro.
black
It's a
people-
living. It's a
black
living
people
well.
were
It
not
moves.
a part of it.
Who cares?
Black people were not
Why
a
do you want to
part
be
of it.
racist? Why do you keep bringing up racist ass comments? Who gives a fuck? Is
It-
it? Are they
it's
allowed
the fact
now?
that it's for
Are they
American-
allowed
that
now?
doesn't
It's
apply
for
to
American
everyone.
citizens.
Are they
It's
for American
Who's the
citizens?
guy who's talking about picking cotton?
Yeah, they are now.
Yeah, the United States was the racist.
They
one,
are
not him.
recognized as citizens now. They're allowed to vote. They're allowed to own property. They're free
What
men.
happened to
they're
the American
citizens.
dream, though?
I'm just saying, like.
But that
so
doesn't mean that
Are you? Are you?
illegals-
Yeah,
it's not
you
for
are. So you're.
illegals.
So you want to fucking go back to the fucking slave days, right? Is that was that what? Do you, what
I
wait,
mean,
wait,
are
wait,
you-
no.
are you-
Why do you keep
That's
bringing it up?
literally
Hell
arguing
no.
the
Then what
opposite
is
of
your
that.
opposite?
He's
That's
playing
what
dumb.
you're advocating for
Not
by
at
having
all,
all
bro.
these illegals
No,
here.
I'm not.
Yep.
They're
Yes, in a
consenting.
roundabout way.
You are.
Right.
That's what illegals are.
Guys, come on, we're kind of straw man.
H2BV
and,
stuff.
and a lot of those.
Are these two adults consenting? Does
like
the guy
the
consent?
boss man? You know, I said really conservative numbers like
Mm-hmm.
10 and 15, and it's probably more like fucking 15 and like 5
Did
or
the,
8.
is
or
the guy
7 or
working?
some shit
Did
like
the guy
that.
working? Did
'Cause
he?
they're
Did he
cartel
agree to
fucking
this deal?
leaders and
Oh.
shit.
Don't people
Well,
also
I
agree
mean,
with
I know
Yeah,
they
it was
indentured
part of the deal to
servitude?
get across the border. Indentured servitude.
The art of the
Yeah,
deal?
it was. Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Wait, have you met an illegal before?
Of course I have,
Yes.
bro.
Many.
None of
I
them are
think- I
fucking
think
horrible
they
human
work
beings.
at my job,
Live in his
dude.
I
house.
think
They
I
work
think
at my
dude-
job.
I think dude
Hey,
talking.
Dank, I have a question for Dank. A serious question. Hey, Dank, how do you feel about like say an illegal immigrant that steals from a store?
Yeah, fuck them. That's different. They're criminals now.
What does that
He
mean?
broke the
But what-
law,
but
so
when
he
you
should
say,
be
Hey,
punished.
hold on a second. They're
Hold on,
criminal
hold
when
on,
they
hold
enter illegally, though. They're
Hold
criminal
on,
when they enter
hold-
illegally.
Yeah,
hold on,
one's
hold on.
jaywalking, one's
Just say-
stealing. It's a little bit different, per se.
Well, hold on.
Uh,
Hold on. I just want to know where your line is. I don't know where your line is. So say you have an illegal immigrant who's poor, who's working at the farm, he's making $8 an hour picking these tomatoes or whatever it is, and he's got 3 kids that he brought over the border with him, and he's got a wife who's ill, and he stole, let's say he stole food from like a store.
Yeah, he's a thief now. I wouldn't be down with that.
So you don't care that he might be making less and is being exploited on one end, right?
Is he,
Or had-
is he consenting? That's what I keep pointing to you guys. You guys never answer. Is he consenting?
Hell
Yeah. a large
No, is he
portion of
consenting?
them-
No,
a large
no,
portion
no,
of
no.
them
So
aren't.
if I told
It's not
you,
indentured
so if I
servitude
told
when I
you-
go to another
so-
farm,
so
right?
Dank,
Part of the
Well,
price
some
of
guys
getting
do.
across the border.
Dank, if I told you to suck my dick to get a promotion, would you suck my dick?
No.
Probably. He sounds like.
No,
he would.
why not?
I
'Cause
probably
I don't
would.
want that a promotion that
It
much.
would
I
be
don't need your
consent,
money.
though. Would it be consent? Would it be
If
consent?
I did it, sure, I would consent to it,
Coercion.
right?
What
If I get a higher salary, fuck it.
Respect to
Guess
the
what?
guy who
I-
said he would. I respect that.
I'm just saying, like the whole point is, guess what? If I did, wouldn't I be consenting to it? Like, what do you mean?
Would it be
Yeah,
a crime? Would it be a crime if I told you to suck my dick and I'd promote you?
I mean,
Yeah.
is it? I think it is technically, but I guess morally, I
Like
don't give
It
a
is.
fuck.
With a higher
No,
salary?
it is a crime.
White collar.
It is a
Or how-
crime. It is a crime.
Sure.
Or
What's
how
your
about
So if I'm not
Or-
paying you minimum wage and I'm not
Dude.
offering you insurance and I'm making you work
you're missing
overtime,
the shit that's actually
sure, dick
happening?
sucking.
Like that boss guy that I
And
said
maybe
that
some
was
dick
leading
sucking.
that
Yeah.
crew. That
You gotta
dude
be
is
paid
part of the
adequately.
cartel that fucking smuggled them across. They're
You don't
probably
care-
getting paid nothing.
you don't care about that. Is all I'm saying. You don't care about that part, but you care
What
about them
part?
stealing a steak to feed their family, right?
actual crimes? Yeah.
Well, no, but it would be a crime to not pay them minimum wage. It would be a crime to not
but
offer
do you think-
insurance.
do you
Is that
think
no, no?
that
Is that no, no,
illegally-
no? Hold on.
Crime.
Is it a crime on the person taking the money, or is it the crime person doing the crime? The person not
It would
paying
be
them.
the-
It would be on the person.
person-
It would be the owner, right? That'd be the criminal because he's not paying him. He's the one exploiting. That's your problem.
Yeah,
Well,
and the person who
right,
snuck
but-
across the fucking border, he also committed a crime.
He did a jaywalking
Yeah, I mean, see,
crime.
he's
Sure.
a criminal too. He's a criminal.
Jaywalking?
Why do you
Really?
not view?
Bro,
why
do
do
you realize? Do you
No, you can't
realize?
equate
Go
that to
sneak into
jaywalking.
fucking. Go
What the fuck?
sneak into fucking
We
goddamn
need
North
to
Korea
legalize
and tell me
jaywalking.
they're jaywalking. Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
I think-
Someone goes
I think-
into your
I
house,
think
is
this
that
is the
jaywalking?
point,
What
though.
about
I think-
jaywalking?
So-
You just
so-
broke
so-
into our
so-
country.
Dang.
Uh-huh.
So-
So you guys don't like
somewhere-
GDP growth? You guys don't like any of that stuff, right?
We
For
got
all-
Hell
somewhere
no,
with
not
that.
at all.
There it
GDP
is.
growth is
There
not-
it is.
Bro,
There
GDP
it is.
isn't.
Letting it
You guys
live.
don't want
I'm
that.
all for
That's
dick
every-
It's
growth.
not about people at all, is it, Dang?
Can I have a
Flavor
longer
will
dick?
give
It is
you
about
that
people.
Hey,
GDP.
Dang, it's not about people's well-being at
About
all,
that
is
cheap
it?
labor.
Sure it is.
That flavor
You're
will
gonna tell me
bring it
that
all.
you're gonna tell me
I
you're gonna tell me a
right now.
Latino.
I love it.
No,
I
you're gonna tell me a
love it.
Latino
I love
living.
it.
You guys are stupid. A Latino living in a cartel ran city could make even $5 an
Don't
hour here.
care.
Living here
Don't
is gonna have a
care.
better life
Don't
here than
care.
there.
Don't care.
No, no.
I don't-
Of course, you won't answer my question because it
Don't
fucking
care.
proves you wrong.
No,
Of
It's
course.
not our
No,
job
they
to
do.
save the
I don't
world.
care,
They live,
bro.
they live in
I got your
fucking
GDP
houses
right
like
here.
16 deep.
South America lives way
And then
better
they
than
mail,
most
they
other
mail
people in the
half
world.
of their money
You guys
back
can't
to
answer a
fucking
simple question, I
Mexico.
know.
Like
Of
you
course.
you don't know shit, dude.
You don't
Dang,
answer a simple
it
question.
just,
what's
it
the
just
question?
boils down to the fact that you want a slave cast. That's all.
Yeah,
it
he
is.
does.
Who's saying that?
Are you paid by George Soros?
Is a slave can a slave
You literally
consent?
just
Can a slave
advocated- you
consent?
just advocated
Can
for
a slave
Yes.
consent?
Indentured servitude.
Oh,
Yes.
Have you never heard of indentured servitude? Like
You
they are
really love your
literally-
taco lady, huh?
They're
Indentured
indebted
servitude,
to the
okay.
cartel members and then been put to work.
Can indentured servitude go to another farm or go to another store or go anywhere else, right? Or another fucking
can't.
restaurant to work?
On
No,
the
they can't.
On the behest of his master.
No,
on the
they
behest
can't.
Of his,
I bet
on
they
the-
can't.
Yes, they did. They used to loan out
bet.
slaves all the time.
I bet.
Yes, they can.
Right.
Yes, they can. That was the
I
natural.
just think it boils back down to the
It's
fact
funny.
that like
You telling
You
me
don't
they
care.
were trading
I just
All
think
right,
it's crazy.
Phil, I'm gonna buy Dank for $500.
I just
Yeah,
think
if I
it's
owe you
crazy
some
that
money,
My God.
I just sent my phone over there. What the fuck?
I think it's crazy.
Process.
I think it's crazy that Dank is okay with people exploiting, these people.
Who's saying
you know,
that?
not
Why do
paying
you
them.
keep you keep putting words in my mouth? Who said exploiting anybody?
Well, I mean, you did just
No, I
advocate
did
for it.
not actually at all.
You said the GDP will go up.
Yeah, you said
I'm saying that's part of the positives. Is it not a positive?
Oh,
I can't list
okay.
positives.
Bro,
Bro.
that's not always
I gave you the moral argument, and I gave you the GDP argument. So wow, who thought you could have nuance in the argument? Wow, who would have thought?
Why is it
nuance? That's not nuance.
Oh, I can have
There's
two
no nuance
thoughts.
to that.
So you are aware that the cartel is involved in indentured servitude, right? Like that.
And-
that is
And do you
fake.
think the
Like,
Latinos
that these
coming
people are
here that
consenting
working on the
human
field or whatever it is
trafficking.
are the ones that are fucking working for the cartel or the ones that are running away from them?
I think
A
the
lot of
ones
them
that are
are.
working for the
The
cartel are the
cartels-
ones in
No,
Arizona.
no, I'm asking about the guy that's actually working this fucking down at the restaurant down the road. Is he working for the cartel or is he fucking just a random dude?
The cartel
don't
got
know.
his family
Don't
hostage.
know.
Okay.
The
Nobody
cartel
knows.
got his family
Yeah,
hostage.
nobody knows because he's
No,
fucking
nobody knows.
undocumented.
He
Who do
sent
you
his
think?
money back to
Dude,
the
it's
cartel.
job to save
Who do you think smuggled them across the border? They have to pay for it. It's not like
Yup.
free.
And they got
Yes.
his family hostage.
And up
so
to
he
like
has to send his
17
check
fucking
back.
grand. And they'll just fucking put them to work and make them.
That's how I
stay
know
that
you never
hooligan.
met one. You
What
never
do you
talked
mean
to
I never
one.
met? Okay.
You're uninformed. You're
I bet.
uninformed.
Damn. Okay, I bet.
Okay, let's
Yep.
let's
I've
establish
never met any
something.
legal
This is
Alabama. Never.
Let's wrap this the fuck up. All right, let's just go with this. All right, do you believe that exploitation of illegal immigrants is bad? Yes or no, Dank?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it okay with you that they're literally being exploited? You say, oh,
Can we
they
just
can go-
deport
hold
those
on.
fuckers,
Hold-
please?
Hold on. You say, oh, well, why don't they just go to another
Don't
farm?
worry, my dear.
What if
We working on it.
What if someone is working, an illegal immigrant's working at a farm, right? They're getting treated like shit. They're getting long hours, shit pay, right? No benefits, obviously, right? None of that shit. And they say, oh, I'm just going to go work at another farm. And the farmer says, oh, I'm just going to fucking call ICE on you. Like,
Just
What do
fucking
you-
call I
you-
dude, those
they don't
Mexicans
have an
deserve
option,
to go back to
man.
where they came from.
They don't
Fucking
have an
hate
option.
them so much.
I bet not, dude.
They
You know
pay
how
a
many people threaten to
subscription
call
to
cops
keep
and
their
shit all the
family
time? They never
alive.
do.
They pay
do
a
that.
subscription
Trust
to
me,
keep
I
their
do.
family
I
alive.
actually do it.
See, that's
They're being
that's a
exploited on
complete
both
false.
sides.
That's a complete false equivalency. Like these
No.
are people who will be deported if you call ICE on them. Like it's not a secret. It's not like some crazy shit.
Maybe they should have just followed the law instead of breaking it if they didn't.
Why don't we hire
didn't
more?
want
Why don't we
that
hire
to
more
happen.
judges to
That's
get
not
the
the point he's
thing
making.
over?
Just listen.
Hell no, just send them back. What the fuck? That's
I
gonna
know,
cost money.
and then
That's gonna cost.
after Mexicans, we should take Africans too.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
You know, we
See?
should get everybody
Might as well
deported.
be openly
White
racist,
people stay in
lady.
their country.
Yep, just be openly
You
racist.
know?
There you go.
Hey, hey, this was
On
kind of
that, you guys racist pieces of shit, deuces. Fucking, I can't believe this racist ass shit that I just. After that, we take over the black people and then all the brown people and everyone else. Oh my God, so silly. I cannot believe the shit that I hear. Jesus, no due process. People, like I said, people want a king. They keep saying they don't. You hear them admit to it all the way around. Well, he said they're this. How do you know? Well, they have to know, right? Yeah, but I'm asking, how do you know? Well, they gotta know, right? That's the point. We need some fucking evidence. Like, I don't get people. I don't know how. What the fuck happened to our world? So fucking crazy. And again, the Fifth Amendment, no person shall be held for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except for on land or naval forces or in a militia, which is fucking military court. Like, what the fuck? And like I said, I was reading this guy's fucking paper too. Like, this guy has tattoos. Okay. Like, should we deport all people that fucking have swastikas? They're fucking terrorists too, right? They're fucking white nationalist pieces of shit. What? What? Who's here? Oh, Steph. Steph, were you listening?
Ow. Sorry. I was listening to I'm gonna post it down music.
Okay, that's
I
cool.
was listening to this.
That's what. Hold on, Steph. Were you listening to my argument? My arguments the last hour.
You were kind of listening.
I was yelling.
Yeah.
Dude, these Oh my, Mitch! I just had a fucking hour and a half long talk with these. Me and this buddy Snow.
All right,
we're in
calm down a little bit. Then you can tell me.
Mitch, the thing is, Mitch, you're on my side. You'll see. These people are advocating for no due process for arresting motherfuckers and because all the deportations. So me and dude are like, you know what? If they actually are criminals, like, we're not saying like if they're whatever, like fuck them, like we don't care.
Still,
they're like, well,
there's still due process. It's due process. It's written in the Bill of Rights. Every
it's
citizen,
in the Fifth Amendment.
every person.
Yes, no person shall be held to answer for capital.
It doesn't matter if they're a citizen or not.
I know.
Just every person that's caught.
This racist piece of shit dude. This racist piece of shit dude's like, oh yeah, when the Constitution was written, was it written for everybody, or was it just written for white people? I'm like, so you want to go back to the racist fucking era? Like, what the fuck are you advocating? Like, do you hear yourself talking? Like, no. Even so, guess what? I'm like, what happened after the 14th and the 15th and the 16th Amendment? Oh, so they get those rights.
Hold on. Even George Washington wasn't a racist. He, from what I know of.
I mean, yeah,
he's not a racist
shit, which is fucked up. I mean, yeah, he might, on the scale of racism,
but
he's
that
less.
was
I get that, but no.
But he put the term limits.
And
he put the term limits.
And these people kept trying to.
He didn't want to be a king.
Yeah, I know. This person, these people kept being like, "Oh, well, they're illegal. They're already breaking crimes." I'm like, first off, you technically don't even know that because they don't have the due process, so you don't even know. And B, the whole point is, I'm like, because we were going over this case. This guy kept bringing this case up. This guy got deported for literally having a tattoo that was fucking a crown.
Hold on, cat.
It was a crown. What do you say? There was three things: a crown, something. He had three things on his arm that looked like a gang tattoo, and he literally got deported. These people are like that was all the evidence the government supplied. And then I kept asking people like if the government had, like, if they did these things, right, why wouldn't the government have told us about it? Why did they say the only thing they arrested him for or pulled it or deported him on was these gang tattoos? Like, anybody can have tattoos. I'm like, should we start deporting all Nazi symbol fucking motherfuckers? Like, they're fucking criminals too, right? Or like terrorists and shit. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna start arresting people and deporting them with no due process? And these people, for an hour and a half straight, keep telling me that that's what they want to live in. And it blows my mind. Ugh. Steph, that's what I was arguing about for fucking ever. It hurts my brain sometimes.
Yeah.
Steph, people want to live in a world where you're guilty before you're innocent. Instead of innocent before guilty. Like, it's so baffling to me. How do you want to live? Because they kept being like, well, I'm a citizen. I'm not going to have these problems. Like, dude, doesn't matter. With no due process, if a guy says that you're guilty and you have no due process,
you're guilty.
Yeah, like, you need a third party. That's the whole point. Like, and like, this one guy is actually like a Republican. Even he's like on our side. He's like, you fucking retards. He's like, all they want is a third party person to dictate.
Hey, Wally.
What
Wally, shut the fuck up. Did you hear that? What was it? Not Schumacher, but the one GOP senator withdrew after the fucking child rape and child grooming allegations. They're trying to put the TDS bill. Trump deranged syndrome. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, it's a mental disorder, but they don't get off on being on a mental disorder. You are well aware of being Nazis.
It's just fucking crazy. Like I said, I just cannot believe the world we live in the sense of.
I know. I thought this ended, what was it, 2025? I thought this ended like 80 years ago, man.
Honestly, I thought the fucking. like I said, when I grew up, like in the '90s and stuff, dude, like there was some obviously racism and shit, but it wasn't nearly as bad
Yeah.
as it is now. And it just
Yeah.
just all the things, like
Probably-
all these things that were so far apart on and shit. It's like we can't even agree on
But
due
hell-
process. Like that shit is so mind blowing to me.
But hell, the 50-51 project, which is 50 states, 50 territories, 50 cities, and one protest and one great march, is actually pushing back against those Nazi cocksuckers.
I like what Bernie and fucking AOC are doing, the whole fight the oligarchy.
Like, it's like, yeah, like, stop being a Democrat. Start being independent, you know, like, because people don't have good views of Democrats at all. Like, I'm not even a Democrat. Yeah, because they cower. They cower everything. It's like, as Simpson says, Republicans, we are evil, pure evil, and Democrats was like, we don't know how to lead, yet we rule, or something like that on The Simpsons. It's like in the fourth season, I think. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much true. That's pretty much true. They can't lead worth a damn like Obama was. Despite Obamacare could have been done better, everybody agrees upon that, obviously. But it was a good step in the right direction.
I don't know.
It was.
I just feel like things weren't so fucking bad. Not even that long ago.
I know.
I feel like in the last 15 to 10 years we've had such a big schism. It's crazy. I'm assuming a lot of it's probably social media rise. That's probably the main culprit, honestly. And it's,
like
it's algorithms. Algorithms pushing you to only view the most heinous
one side or the other.
That too, but also the most heinous. They show you the most extreme versions of everybody on the other side to make them, like I said, to make them look like devils and or whatever. You know, it's like, no, man. Like I say, think like this. We can't even agree on due process. Like, you don't think that everybody in America deserves due process? Like, do you guys hear yourselves? Like, it just bothers me so much.
I know. It's like, that's the whole thing with like Salem witch trials. That's where it came from. With due process, and make sure that's the whole thing.
That's
you're
not
found.
true. No, that's
You're innocent.
No, I'm saying the Fifth Amendment, which is one of the earliest ones, literally put. Like I said, it says no person. Like I said, that's why I always say, like, if they wanted to be that way, why did they write no citizen? Like, that's an easy word to write in, right? They put no person, and these people are like, well, but I'm like, you know, like in 1780. There was no Ellis Island. If someone came here to America, they just took them. There was no because they're like, who's it written for? Like, I'm like, no, dude. Like this, like there's always been fucking immigrants and whatever you want to call it here. Like there's nothing new.
This is the whole America is the melting pot. This is like racism. I cannot understand. I fucking hate racists.
So I'm a believer. I'm a believer. So some people are opposite. It's called it's like a original document or a living document. I'm more of a living document. I think like if this is the word, we should adapt it to what, like, you know, if you can make a fucking smart argument that fits with the narrative, the word and shit, you should be able to change like the meaning of it or whatever. You know, it's a living document. It can adapt and evolve. Versus original says, well, what was the law said then, and what did it mean back then to these people only? It's like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, we live in 2025. Why do I give a fuck about a 1700 people? Like, they didn't have no laws about internet and shit, you know, because they didn't plan on it. You know, like, I don't give a fuck what they say. I care about what's happening now. Can we change these laws? It's easier to interpret wording and changing that way versus like writing a whole new law and get rid of like an old law. Like, that's way hard to do. So I'd rather have it be a living will where you can just it's an evolving time. So I'm saying, like, this guy could be like, well, this is only meant for white people. Like, I don't care. The words say no person, which means that's anybody. Like, I don't give a fuck what it was meant for. Back then, black people weren't people, so I don't give a fuck what it meant. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's like,
he kept bringing that up. Like I said, he kept being like,
no, it's progressive. It's progressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It evolves. It evolves. It grows with the times. Like, you know.
That's the thing. Like, you gotta learn. Like, oh yeah, shit was like back in my day and all that. It's like, yeah, of course, because it evolves.
It's the same as when people get mad because I'm like, you know that like black people and all these people have like special rights. Like, oh, they got special rights. I'm like, well, they're protected, right? They got protected rights, which
Mhm.
technically, by definition, means they have a special right because it's not what I have. I don't have a protected right, but they do. You know
Yeah,
why?
and
Because
you're-
we fucking raped them for 200 years. Like, there's a reason why. Like, I'm not saying it should be gone or nothing, but it's just
You
like,
Lebanese bastard. Fuck you, you're a lesbian asshole.
I came over in like the early 1900s, brother. When the Nakba was happening, that time period.
No, I think my family came over after, especially my dad's side. They came after the Great War.
Yeah, so my grandpa was the first one to be born here, and I was like 1924. So they probably came over like in 1915, 1914, somewhere in that range. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But
trying to escape the Great War,
Something.
escape the whole bullshit that was the Arab Peninsula at the time.
Steph, what are you texting me? How do I get to the round table? You already did. You talking about, is this Teddy?
No, Stephanie's upstairs.
Oh, okay. Oh, no,
Oh.
she sent me something on her phone. I'm like, I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah, it was like a half hour ago.
Oh, probably was. Oh, it was actually like an hour ago, actually. Dude, I
Way
told
to
you,
keep up.
I was lost in that fucking argument, dude. These people are so ridiculous. I guess so. I couldn't help it.
I know.
I can't believe the shit I'm
That's
hearing.
why.
I thought
that's
so.
why.
I thought
Yeah,
so too.
that's why I just say go fuck yourself and die. It's not even worth arguing. You go fuck yourself
No,
and
because
die.
like I
You're
said, 'cause
not
the thing is,
end
it
of
was
the
like
discussion.
because I get that, but like it was like a round table, like 20 people, like maybe 10 people are listening. I always say I'm trying to get the 10 people that are listening to be like, yeah, that
Mhm.
makes sense, or like, yeah, like why do we not have due process? Because that's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, just imagine you're sitting here just chilling, and then all of a sudden FBI breaks in and just takes you and throws you into incarceration. What the fuck? We don't have to tell you.
Oh, I know. Oh, we told you that. So like, because these people kept being like, well, they're not illegal. Wouldn't they just have an ID or whatever, right? I'm like, oh, so no. We use like, okay, you go to the store with some money on you, and a cop
Yeah.
arrests you, and you're black or brown. You don't have your ID on you, so they can just fucking bag you and tag you. Like, are you hearing
Yeah.
yourself? Like, that's what I'm saying. These people don't understand what you're saying. Like, that's literally what you're asking for. When you say, oh, they don't have ID, well, then they're fucking illegal. Okay, so like I said, anybody who's
Mhm.
not exactly perfectly white, you're gonna be like, oh, you don't have your ID on you? You just walked out with $20 to buy a pack of smokes. You didn't fucking whatever. Oh, now we can bag. Like, God, listen to the world you want to live in. It's fucking crazy to me.
No,
I'm just saying, it's so
it's
fucking nuts.
it's like I'd rather lose that what is it now, like $10-$13 over calling ICE and having.
Yeah, they tried using that fucking kind of shit to me too. They're like talking about how they're exploited workers. So like, oh, they're exploited by these farm. I'm like, can an indentured servant or whatever, a slave and all this shit, can they fucking go to another farm and work or another
But don't you have pretty much seniority there, so you can tell them just go fuck off and get the fuck up before I call the cops. Pretty much.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm guessing. I mean, prior to Trump running the shit, like, let's say there was a farm. There was a farm that had fucking like 10 slave labor because they're Latinos and they were afraid that these people call ICE on them. Well, if they did call ICE and they found out they were fucking slave labor, I'm pretty sure they would win their case. Like, oh, you guys are being used and abused. Like, yes, you'll win your case, kind of thing. Like. I can't imagine that you can treat people like slaves and you'll get away with it.
Yeah, fuck that. So much. I fucking hate people.
That's the way you.
It's always about the people listening. That's what I try to talk for. But like I said, there's one dude, Snow. He's always smart. I like this one dude. I when I come to the Republican area, there's a couple people I can jump in with. But he's smart because he's like, dude, these are because like we kept telling the dude, like he kept saying like, well, wouldn't you think? I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you think. I care about the law. Like the law says this, bro. I don't even give a fuck what you say. He kept being like, well, I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. Like everything you say is irrelevant because what it says here is no person. So When you keep saying, well, they're illegal, I'm like, cool, they're illegal as fuck. I don't even give a fuck. Whatever you, because he kept going to these tangents. Like, your point is moot, bro. It doesn't even matter. Everything you say is not answering my question of, it says no person. It doesn't even matter if they're legal or illegal. Like, this one guy made a good point. He's like, honestly, he's like, anybody, he said it the best way. He's like, anybody under the jurisdiction of the American authorities gets due process. Legal, illegal doesn't matter. If you're under our jurisdiction, you are under our law.
If you're in our territory, if you're in our territory, that's where the whole sovereign nation came from.
Yeah.
That's where the whole sovereign nation, like, once you're underneath soil, your feet touches our soil, you're a U.S. citizen, basically. That's what it truly was. That's how it was. But nowadays, it's like, no, fuck them. They're so-and-so. They're... God, I'm fucking. And my job, unfortunately, I have to cater to boomers, and so many of them, I want to slash their fucking throats. Racist redneck fucks.
You could ask Steph, dude. A lot of times I gotta fucking just look at her and go, "These fucking dum-dums." Like, sometimes I snap off on people. Once in a blue moon, I'm like, because it'll be so egregious. I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, you're really saying this?" Like I said, the last time.
No, I literally, Wally, I want to take the kitchen butcher knife and just stab them. Like, you were like brutal murder scenes where like they've been stabbed like 70, 100 odd times. So I'm stabbing until the fucking blade breaks, because Nazis go to hell.
Thing is,
and
like I said,
too bad
if
your body's dismembered, you can't technically be reincarnated. So there's part of that going on with the Hindu culture and Buddhism. But still, no,
the real
Nazi dead, die.
If you're like 100% MAGA, I guess you're about as close to like an actual like modern. Like I say, a lot of Republicans I don't think are like truly like that MAGA. Like I said, I always think of people like my dad.
Oh, yeah.
There's other people like that. Like I said, they just vote red no matter what. So like they're not like the cult. Like the actual cult. Like I said, honestly, the best one for one is the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. So like those. People. It's like, dude, those people are.
That's all the house. Yeah, that's pretty much what the household is. Like, vote Republican, whatever. Don't even listen to the issues, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
watch
a lot of
Fox
it's
News. It's like, oh my god.
They're still dumb and
It's like, oh my
complacent, but
God.
that's the thing. They're more complacent versus the ones that are actually doing the atrocities.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I give them a little more leeway.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, with like people like that, if you actually gave them more knowledge and
Yeah.
more information, you might sway them to not think that way.
Mhm.
And that's the whole key.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the whole key is locking them out of their TV in the bedroom.
Yeah, man. I mean, like a lot of times, like
What is it with TVs in bedrooms? It's like your bedroom is supposed to be bedroom, no TV whatsoever.
That stopped in the 90s. That shit stopped.
No, I still do it unless my computer's in my bedroom, where I live in one bedroom.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, why? Like, throw a fucking box fan, you know?
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
I still can't comprehend humanity's stupidity.
Dude, I can't believe. Like I said, dude, listen to people argue about this shit today. It just baffled me. I cannot believe it. Like I said, even if someone's not a citizen, I don't even give a fuck. Everyone deserves in America, because that's what I kept saying. Like in America, we're supposed to be held to the highest standard. We're supposed to be the highest standard. Like you should want everybody. Because like because they keep like whatever. Like
well,
dude,
other than maybe Switzerland.
I'm just saying, like, dude, we give the worst serial killers, the most rapists, the most whatever. We give them all their day in court. Why can't someone else get their day in court? Like that was always like
because skin color's too dark.
That's just I'm just saying like that was always the whole point.
Oh, Wally, you better watch out.
I know, bro. Hey, dude, like I said,
you may be next. You may be next.
I was in Minneapolis yesterday after the Timberwolves game, hanging out at a restaurant thing, and this fucking black chick was talking to me about some stuff about basketball, whatever. And at the end, she started making white people jokes. I'm like, this bitch thinks I'm fucking colored. That's dope. That was so funny.
Yeah,
It was just
that's definitely a true sign of a certified hood classic.
pretty much. That's why I always tell people like, nah, I always tell people I'm not scared of Minneapolis. I'm like, dude, I got respect in the streets, bro. They know me. Like at least they know they know that I'm real. Like when I talk about shit, I'm not fucking lying. Like I'm not fucking
Streets always keep your eyes on, keep your head on a swivel, and just keep your mouth closed. That's all you need to do. Never give the opportunity.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I sat there. I was just waiting for my food, and this chick was waiting. She's like, and she started talking. I'm like, all right, let's talk. I guess talk for like 10 minutes, and then and also she started looking at all these white people, like like preppy little. She's like, look at all these fucking bougie ass boys, white boys and shit. I'm like, I know these motherfuckers don't know shit. And I started talking shit about white people too. This is funny as fuck.
And then I fucking come in with my fucking hole in my jeans, like, yo, grunge looking, like,
With
yo,
with your
you want
long
to know
blonde hair, looking like the Aryan race, the hippie Aryan race.
You haven't seen it yet. I've actually shaven it.
Oh no, I guess
It's actually pretty.
I'll shave mine every week. I'm thinking maybe next week. It's about to be hot enough.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Working in the kitchen, and it's like I had my lustful, dreads, luscious locks of hair going down around my back and my neck. I'm like, nope, done. Next morning, boom, got it all cut.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Karnak twins.
See you at the CarX.
Huh?
Oh, I said, see the CarX commercial. Whatever you said reminded me of that.
Oh.
That stupid ass commercial.
No, it's the Karnak twins from Warhammer 40k Dark Tide. They got. I don't care anybody, dude. 40k has some of the best music and best backgrounds, plus a lot of it is honestly taken from World War One, trench warfare. A lot of it is from the aesthetics, but so barbaric. I love it. So culty. That's another reason why I fucking despise Mega. Is because Chaos Lords. No, do. It's basically the Chaos Lords are trying to come over to. Let me put it this way: it's Materium, the physical world where we live in, the physical plane, and then the immaterial, which is basically dark energy. That's where the Chaos Gods lay. They're trying to find their way over into the Materium, over to us. And humankind is the easiest way to put the Imperium is British imperialism conquest, basically. Kill every Xeno, kill every invader, submit or die. But this is pretty intense, though. Fighting against the fucking godfather of hell himself and his chosen ones. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Text me.
Honestly, there's some days I really wish Nurgle would come forth and just poison this entire planet.
Don't worry, bro. We're doing it for ourselves. We're already. We got the poisoning of the planet down packed, dude. That's what we're good at as humans.
And the cultists are getting pretty good too.
No, well, they don't.
Fuck the cultists. Fuck the heretics.
And honestly,
Fuck
like
the
I will always
heretics.
preface to like, there's cult retards on the left too. Like I will call them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
no
always say-
shit.
I try to
Yeah,
be
no shit.
That's why I always tell people like the difference between me and you is when you bring up stupid shit people do on the left. I go, yeah, that was fucking retarded. You're right. Like. That's the difference. I can call out the shit that's on my side that is stupid. You cannot do the same. This guy, speaking of this guy again earlier, tried to equate January 6 people who were in jail for the last 3 years to fucking Latinos being taken out and fucking sent to the worst prison in the
Oh,
world.
really?
It's like real. I'm like, he's like, they didn't get a due process. I'm like, oh, so we don't have transcripts of all these court documents of people fucking agreeing to what they did, like, you know, signing plea deals and all this shit. Like, we don't. What do you mean they did have their day in court? All these people have their day in court. Like, yeah, that's the whole point. Everybody gets their day in court. Everyone gets to do this. I don't know why people think that you don't, and it's so funny. It was,
Yeah, you find it funny. I find it fucking extremely.
it's funny now. Like,
infuriating.
you can ask Teddy.
Kill
He kept being like, "Stop yelling!" I'm like, I can't help it, bro. They're just fucking stupid. These people.
No, you're no good to no
the
one.
words I hear where you say that like I said, it's not gonna happen to me because I'm American and I'm white, basically. Like, you know, like, that's basically what they're saying. The one when I finally
I'm
left,
thinking
when I finally left, this chick was like openly over race. She's like, yeah, once we're done with all the Latino people and Southern people, we're gonna do to the black people. And I'm like, oh, so we're now just calling it for open racism, not even fucking hiding it anymore. Okay, well, deuces, motherfuckers. I can't fuck that. I can't.
Okay, cool. So it's like, okay, cool. So I know if I see you on the street, I should fucking grab the, you know, nearest murder instrument and fucking bash your brains in.
No,
you know, curb stomp your
honestly,
ass.
the best way to
no,
do it.
no. You do not deal with Nazism.
No.
With
I got you. I was gonna say
any kind of sympathy.
No, I was gonna say the better way.
Curb stomp the fucking Nazis.
I'm saying the better way would have been actually for you to go get a black person or something like, hey, do you know what she says about you? Then let her deal with it, or whoever. Like, oh yeah, this girl says that we should fucking deport all of your people back to Africa and do all this kind of crazy shit. Like, you tell her what you told me.
All right, so basically, you're, for the most part, you're trying to scapegoat. It's like, no. You take part and you just fucking bite the curb. Just Edward Norton, History X, fucking curb stomp the motherfucker.
Dude,
it's like Nazism has no place in this world. I mean, I get prejudice and all that. I mean, I get that, but Nazism,
I don't really.
That's a big no. I've studied history. I've done a lot of books. Nazism is. You want to be in a furnace? I'll put you in a fucking furnace. I would love to throw a Nazi into a furnace. Honestly, I would love. And you just hear their screams. Nope, you're a Nazi. Fuck off.
Dude, like I said, honestly,
that's some kind of Wolfenstein shit.
After my whole talk with people, I just want people to have due process. You know what? If we could actually try people for being Nazis for real, and then fucking like kill them or do whatever you have to do to them, like, you know, cool. You know,
Nuremberg Trials 2.0.
Well, basically, like, if we could legitly prove, like, dude, you've said this on your social medias like 100 million times that you'd say I would kill all the N-words or whatever the fuck, dude. Like, at this point, like, dude.
So basically, every Trump appointee. Although I'm really surprised that some of his appointees, especially in the Supreme Court, has been fighting back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
That's a very good sign.
Yep. And that was kind of our point to the one dude again. We're like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, when you keep saying I think or I feel or whatever, like, I don't give a fuck, dude. There's laws and there's things that we know and that we do. Like, I'm gonna listen to the judges and the people who are actually like, I don't give a fuck about your random opinion.
This is the crowd that says "fuck your feelings." Your feelings don't matter. Crowd,
Dude,
right?
I always saw that to the face. Like, what happened to the fucking facts over feelings when it's now feelings over facts?
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're on the opposite end. Go fuck yourself. Because we're right. You're wrong. You're brainwashed. It's either stop being brainwashed or we just put a bull in your head. Easy. Done. Over with. There is no place for that kind of
you're right to
idealism.
I always say, you gotta advocate. You gotta throw them in jail, or you gotta fucking due process. Like I said, we got after today's thing. I have to advocate for it always because it's so big.
Not with Nazism. If you're associated with a white supremacist group of any way, shape, or form, just a fucking simple 38 right in the back of the right in the back of the head. Fuck you.
In-
We've
in-
been
in-
through
in
this.
principle, I
Eliminate them
understand.
before they eliminate them.
Like I said, in principle, I understand.
We cannot let Nazis regroup. We cannot let them regroup. And people wonder why I'm so pissed off all the goddamn time. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, news is bad for your mental health, but it's also good to be in the know, so it's a double-edged sword, you know? Because I know it takes some mental toll on your health, on your mental health, being in the news, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just 40K'ing this shit. Basically, he's like all or nothing. Just exterminatus. Fucking
I know,
eliminate
but
them all.
you know what? To me, though, that's not a good way to live. In the sense,
Oh.
you should always find the gray and the, because everything's always complex.
Nope.
I know. I get it. To an extent.
Not
I
with
get it.
Nazism.
I
No.
get it. But the thing is, again, how many people are complicit and how many people are doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's always
It's
the
like
thing.
now
Like,
with Nazism.
like I said, honestly, out of all the,
I mean-
all the crazy Republican people, I'm guessing it's 25%, maybe at most, that are actually
Mhm.
like the sycophant crazy motherfuckers. And the thing is, they're the loudest
Yeah.
and biggest. And the thing is, it's not even that. Like, that's the problem too. The other problem is all the right wing motherfuckers that are grifting for money because they all called out Trump and all these pieces of shit in the beginning, and now that Trump got the, when they saw Trump was gonna be the powerful, they fucking all got on ship. Like, that's not good. like no, man. Like, you remember when you used to be objective and actually call things out like they were? I posted a video on Facebook because I know you don't see it, but like this Republican dude actually called out a bunch of shit. And I'm like, man, I remember when Republicans used to be cool like this all the time, where like they would call out shit like if
They
it was
call
wrong.
it the bullshit.
If it was wrong, it was wrong. Like, that's, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it could be from any party. That's
Yeah.
always my point. Like,
Yeah,
cool.
they had morals.
Yeah.
They actually had morals and ethics back in their like George Bush days. Republicans actually had morals and ethics to a degree. They're always still racist regardless.
Yeah, I know. It's
I'm
and the thing
just
is, honestly, I don't even care.
fucking-
Honestly, the thing is, in general, I don't even care if you're racist, as long as you're not fucking actually acting upon the things that you could, like, as long as you're not
Yeah.
actually like ruining a black, Asian, whoever person's life. Cool. You want to be racist by yourself? By all means, hate all the black people, hate all the fucking whatever. But,
Mhm.
but like now
Nah,
you're
that's where we're
advocating.
different.
But I'm saying, I don't know. So the thing is, if you're doing it by yourself, now you start advocating and start
Yeah.
telling other people to do it and do it like. That's where my problem is. Like, no, you can't do that.
No.
Like I said, you can be racist by yourself all you want, but now you're advocating, you're telling other people to think this way and do, and that's the problem. We're gonna get to a crazy fucking world
But-
we don't want to live in.
Here's the thing. I'm not being a problem saying fuck Trump, fuck Elon, because they're Nazis. It's fuck them. It's just like, they're fucking straight fucking Nazis. There's no two ways about it. Like, God. I cannot wait till Tesla's shares and every investor just pulls out. I'm waiting for the day when every investor in Tesla pulls out.
All right.
Somebody really needs to put a bullet in Elon Musk's fucking head. It's like, it's not even laughable, it's not even jokeable at this point. It's like, it's just a fact. Sure fact. Like, somebody needs to put a bullet in his fucking head.
You know what's sad is that, like, honestly, we should be able to catch this dude on like open bribery and just throw him in jail for like